House
Nice.
Jews.
Almost got it, but don't have it.
So are you guys all
Recording
friends
in
then?
progress.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a particular set of skills: watching trashy
kind
movies
of
and making
friends,
sense
yeah.
of them.
Kind of friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I promise
Associates. Yeah.
we are 2.5 years into this. I promise I'm gonna now that I have stopped being a chicken shit and I'm getting a new car, I'm gonna probably start traveling state to state on my days off. We're gonna definitely have to do some kind of expo or panel together.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll come in.
Cedar Rapids next up.
Yeah.
I'll come in
Trace and-
looking like Johnny Fever.
Trace and Frank were here.
Johnny
I
Fever.
talked to them, and Kevin Smith's been here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
no one
now,
ever wants to come to Iowa.
We're going to
Now,
see
Joseph
Oswald
and Karen,
next week. So
do you ever place your names together? JK?
No. No.
Damn it.
No.
No, really. It's JK.
though. JK. though.
JNK.
JK. There's actually usually
Uh,
4 of us, but the other 2 couldn't be here today. So
All good.
Yeah.
We all got chaotic schedules.
yeah.
Yeah.
Having fun be
You know,
damned.
It being Arbor Day and all.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
I love
Oh,
these
man.
are on Thursday night because I work Monday through Thursday usually, so it's nice.
Oh, that is
So-
good.
Yeah.
We usually do our podcast on Tuesdays, so it works out pretty well.
I'm so glad to be coming on your thing. What's funny is you guys are very active on Twitter. Like I will see you just like be like
Oh, that's
teamed up
all-
on
that's
like
all
so
Karen.
many.
That's me.
Yeah, that's
But
all
even
Karen.
then, I mean that's great interactivity. Like that they've been really killing it lately. You know, despite being owned by a Nazi, I think everyone's just moving on. They're like, we're only here for
Yeah.
business.
Pretty
Promote
much.
the shit out of our show and meet other cool people from around the world. That's all
Yeah.
there is to it.
Yep.
And so I have already stopped interacting with that. People asking hot takes, this movie or that, this food or that. I'm like, next.
I get on there. I do my thing. I talk to a few people, and that's.
I'll
about
retweet
it.
your shit. You
Yep,
retweet my shit.
Yep.
Boom.
I help promote anybody that helps promote us.
backstretch.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. It's important.
She's better at it than me. I get so frustrated with the social media stuff, man. I can't.
I hear you.
I'm
I have
I
to
know.
remind myself, oh shit, already posted that, give myself enough time to edit this. And
yeah.
we've been pretty good. We had some Skype issues when we first started where
Yeah.
computer would crap out on us. There was one time where it literally kicked me off. It hijacked it from me. And so next thing you know,
We
JJ
did.
and Tom are
He goes
like,
during the podcast. He
Yeah.
says, guys, my computer just kicked me off. I don't know if I saved everything on here. And we're just like, shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we
like
did-
you don't know
we
until
did
everyone
one
leaves.
podcast with our buddy Alec, and he did it through Skype,
Yeah.
and it was a mess. Like it was mostly
You have to
his-
close every
his-
window,
Well, it
unfortunately.
was his headphones. They kept giving up on him. And,
I think he just used regular like
yeah, he was
AirPods or
using,
something.
like
and-
AirPods or something. and
Yeah, it
just-
didn't work
was
out so
not
well.
Good. I think we did. That was for Clerks too. I think
Yeah,
we did.
yeah, it
Oh,
was.
jeez. They're like, stop reviewing this divisive movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, our very first podcast, like we did the whole podcast and then like we all went home
Oh,
and
yeah.
he contacted us like an hour later and he was like, "Hey guys,
We got to do it
So-
all over again.
nothing recorded."
Why?
We've had that happen twice
Ow.
now.
Yeah.
It has happened to me before, but usually I got better at organizing stuff, but there were times where like, where the fuck did the recording go?
Yeah.
Fuck, did I delete
I've had
it?
That too. And- Well, I also had an incident a couple weeks ago where my hard drive took a crap on me.
Oh,
Yeah.
What I do is I record everything on my laptop, then I put it on a hard drive, and I edited everything on my desktop. And
That's the hard thing too, having
Yeah.
to tell guests, hey, I know you want your episode now, but there's 20 people in front of you, and I'm trying to make sure everyone doesn't sound awful by remastering it. And
Mhm.
I get it. Waiting can be a hell. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
I find that having not too many windows open that often will help you out a ton, but it's hard because sometimes you just need some extra thing in the view screen to reference.
right.
Mhm. It's true.
Yeah.
So this is
I
the
like
light.
to unplug one of the 3 fire sticks in the house when not in use. That helps. You know.
Yes, there you go.
Well, we moved here 2 years ago, and that Wi-Fi is finally getting good. I think it just period of adjustment or whatever.
I
It
know
has
for me, it's
decided to behave.
It's kicking my boys
Yeah.
off of their Fortnite and
Oh.
Yeah.
kids, don't be
Daddy
playing
wants to play
games or watching
Fortnite.
porn. Don't be
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
that. Yeah.
We had an AT&T tech come out and tweak it. So
Oh God.
And by
Hey, 1-800. You know the what number? It's the 2020 number. If you ever need anything, I'll get you the 2020 number. That's the number you need to call in case there's any problems with
Well,
your internet.
I retired from AT&T, and I don't want to go into it, but I just
too
I
late.
just got my pension money back that they shorted me. Long story, but
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, I had AT&T.
4 months after January 1st. So
Hold on, what was Joe's?
I had
Joe gonna
AT&T for cell phone service, and it was one of the worst. So
There's a great, we're all big Mystery Science Theater Riff Tracks fans, which is kind of how we got started. But what's funny is there's a great riff in the Starship Troopers live show where they're like, there's the AT&T logo displays, and they're like, dropping your calls religiously since 97.
yeah.
That's great.
I don't know. We had issues that we just moved in here 2.5 years ago. We had issues at first, but now it's fine. So it's been good for about a year. You got to know where to put stuff, and
Know when to fold them.
yeah.
So,
Like I said, I just keep the fire sticks unplugged. It helps. So, but this has always been the laptop's always been working good. So
Yeah.
that's the most important thing.
good old laptops. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got a pretty good rhythm down now.
Lovely.
Yeah, we definitely have a good rhythm down now. It's pretty much every week. It's the same.
Is it a
thing.
Rhythm
It's very
Nation
routine.
down there?
Yeah, Rhythm Nation. No, man.
I
We have
couldn't
no
resist.
rhythm. We have no rhythm.
I don't know. I'm an asshole.
If we had rhythm, then we'd be doing a music podcast. I think.
There
We'd
you
be on here
go.
dancing, you know. like-
Dressed up
Yeah.
in 90s clothes. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, the
So,
neons.
we
Gotta go
have-
back to the 80s, man.
I don't know. The
We
neons,
might as well.
neons.
So
Right.
we got a special, the usual suspects here. We got JJ, Mike, and Gil all reporting for duty. So Mike signed us up for movie hell, which was let's play a game of is this movie a classic or not? We had done a similar one a year ago called Bastard or Not, where we were talking about celebs,
Oh, yeah.
where we were like, they're an asshole, they're a douchebag, but they're not, I don't think it's cancel worthy, or I don't think they're awful and should be told to leave the business. So that was fun. It was just like
Did you mention what's his name played the Flash?
we mentioned all sorts of superhero,
Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Ezra-
sex
yeah, Ezra Miller.
offenders, douchebag directors, and it was hard. It's like, okay, yeah, Charlie Sheen, his career's already dead, so I don't think he should be canceled.
Who is it? Should be
Charlie
canceled?
Sheen.
Charlie Sheen?
Yeah,
No.
he
Yeah,
already-
his
he already
career's
did it
already
to himself.
dead, so what's the
He
point?
did it to
Yeah,
himself. He's gone.
he's near dead.
Well,
so, I
he's
mean-
he's living fat off that 2.5 men money.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you
sure,
go.
Yeah.
It's like no one wants to work with him, so it's okay. And so it was a
I'd work
fun,
with
just
him.
kind of in between. And we had a few we didn't agree on, but it was never to the point where we're like, oh, you're fucking wrong. I can't stand. It's just we're pretty civil around here. It's just like it's not like we're talking politics. We're just talking about
Yeah.
celebs who suck. Anyway,
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
so we got some special guests on this crossover. We got Joseph and Karen from the Bonsai Movie Crew.
Hello.
Oh.
Bombs away.
Oh, is this where we introduce ourselves?
Why certainly.
Oh, I'm Joseph.
I am Karen.
Do we drop our socials and all that good stuff too?
I'd be happy to. I'm gonna try and link it either way, but yeah, sure.
So you can find us on X, Twitter. Well, that's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Instagram. What else? TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
It's provocative.
YouTube. Yeah. What else is there? We used to be on Rumble, but we got rid of that crap.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what that is.
It's
Rumble?
Oh, it's
Yeah, it's like
Rumble in the jungle?
It was
Rumble.
like YouTube.
It's a thing, man.
Yeah, you
Is
guys-
it formed by Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
No.
Might as well.
No, it was like it was a lot of conservative stuff on there, and it was like good lord, like
So it was Parlor 2.0. Perfect.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's
Um,
exactly what it was. Oh man.
We got rid of it though, but you can find us anywhere you can find your podcast, like
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon.
Lovely.
Yeah, everywhere. So yeah, just trying to get her out there a little bit.
You're rocking the suburbs.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. That's us.
All right, lovely.
How long you guys been doing your show?
We do La La Land on Tuesday. It will be our
89th.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's 89th.
I've never seen La La Land, so this is going to be.
I've seen it before, so If you
Brand
like
new one
for me.
musicals,
You're gonna cover the Bonnie and Clyde fiasco. Remember that with Dunaway and
Baby.
oh, when they said it got best picture and it didn't, or was it vice versa?
oh yeah, whenever they
Warren Beatty, Warren Beatty.
yeah,
Oh,
I remember,
yeah.
they
Oh,
brought up
yeah,
and they announced the Rock.
terms don't apply or whatever. Yeah. They
And why
addressed
we-
that recently.
Why
and it
were we
was so
surprised Bonnie and Clyde messed it up again?
I'm sure that'll be in our
Criminals. You know?
I'm sure that'll be in our trivia for
Yeah,
for the movie,
I
so.
do the trivia, so I'm sure that's in there because I looked
Yeah.
it up just to see how much there was. It's like 320.
I was
gotta
okay with
go
it
through.
because I'd rather it happen more often.
Yeah,
Speaking
yeah.
of-
it's
Then
good to know that
then
they're
it'd be
not
more
perfect.
exciting. Then we'd have more face slaps.
Right.
I-
Oh,
yeah.
man.
You son of a bitch! You robbed me,
Keep
mama.
my
And
wife's
then
name.
you would get rid of all the overrated guys
Get
real
that
fast.
movie's name out of your fucking mouth. Well, we said the wrong. Get my movie's name out of your fucking mouth.
Oh, that's
My wife's
I
gonna roll
want
her
to see a
eyes at
running
me and
jump
everybody's
kick
gonna
one
know
time.
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely, Jackie Chan comes on stage and
Yeah,
says,
no
"Leave me
shit.
alone."
like Will Smith's the slappy kind, but like get somebody like talk shit about like Jackie Chan's wife.
You're right.
There should be that. There should be. Oh wait, they should have the. You know how they often have all kinds of guests. They should have the. Definitely not winning an award in this lifetime. Just like presenters.
Oh my god.
The Rock,
God.
Megan
Oh,
Fox, all kinds of guys just go up on the stage. Keanu Reeves presents and goes, "Whoa!"
like you
could,
worried
could,
about.
could you
the
imagine
fuck
if
am I
Keanu
doing
Reeves
here?
got smacked by Will Smith?
Oh
He is-
well, he wouldn't be able to
Whoa.
lay a hand on him.
That's true. He is.
He'd dodge and go,
martial arts.
"Whoa, dude, you need a taco or something?" What the
Yeah,
fuck?
what, you need a hug.
Meanwhile, Viggo Mortensen, who doesn't believe in any elitism but keeps winning all the awards, would be like, "Here, shut the fuck up. Come to my table. Let's talk.
Let's
Yeah.
talk. Yeah, let's
Let's
talk.
have some
Sit down,
therapy
yeah.
and smoke some
And if
fucking
you-
I'll
weed.
speak to you.
Sit
I'll
down.
speak to you in
It's
the
all
nuts.
good.
Yeah.
Let me drive
I'll-
you around."
I'll
Actually murder
I'll speak to you. I'll speak to you. I'll speak to you in Elvish, then I'll kick you in the nuts. Okay, Will?
Yeah.
You know.
I
Yeah,
go on
I
your
love
phone,
I love that
You're
that's
awesome.
your go-to because my daughter's been obsessed with the Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh my gosh.
That is where Lord of the Rings almost becomes kind of like Highlander. It's the whole we're doing it in Rangers. We live 1,000 years. And it's gonna be on here too, and trust me,
I'm just
that-
a proud dad, man. I can't help it. My
No.
daughter,
Hey, you might as well raise the geeks early, man.
right, dude. She's
Always
16, and
always
what 16-year-old girl do you know is watching Lord of the Rings?
You know,
For the
I was watching
80th
it when I was
time.
12 because The Hobbit was my favorite book growing up. But what do I know?
I always say this: when you're a geek and you're 16, the world is at your command because the kids that are doing all the popular shit are basically boring as hell,
Yeah,
and you're gonna be the one
Yes.
that's gonna be the most interesting
Yep.
to everybody that
I agree.
gets to meet you.
You're not
JJ's
wrong.
house was like, let me show you a little gym called Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, yeah.
Who played Gandalf again in Lord of the Rings?
Ian
So-
McKellen.
Ian
Did
McKellen.
you ever listen to the commentary on the DVD?
Some
where
of
he-
it I
Oh,
have.
yeah.
Where
And
he
they
starts
are
doing this-
trolling each other.
he starts
It's
doing this-
funny.
we were going to have him have a pipe, and he started doing this obnoxious noise in the
Oh my
commentary.
god.
Anybody else heard that?
I think so. It was,
I
it was a
think
compilation.
I
I
had
need
it
to make time.
At one point, yeah.
Oh,
My
man.
favorite
That's
scene
that's
for
a
Nerd-
deep dive. That's a deep dive. But anyway,
Oh, trust me, it's going to be another divisive movie on here. There might be people who like it, but don't think it's a classic. There might be other people who are like, I don't get the hype, So that'll be fun.
I
My
want to see how
favorite
many of us
is-
have crossovers. The same movie. It's going to be
Yeah,
fun.
absolutely. So that's really the only rule here. It's a pretty loose conversation, but yeah, if there's some crossover, just feel free to just pitch in and just say, I was going to say the same. And
Yeah.
I don't have any rules other than,
Or cross
Try
it off
not-
your list. Yeah.
yeah, just don't threaten each other's lives. It's all fun and games,
No, no.
I have had to actually
Fuck you,
explain that to
man.
people. Right, that's fine. But
You know
I've
what?
had to
You know what?
explain the
If you think
discretion to
Fitz
people.
No,
Carraldo
you're allowed
stuck-
to say that. You're just not allowed to threaten each other's lives. That's the only
Right,
rule.
exactly.
See?
It's like,
Okay.
good God.
This is going to turn into Roadhouse.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, again.
Why? And here's the other thing: if you want to suggest, a cult classic like that, feel free. It doesn't have to be on an actual list. It can just be a movie that a lot of people really like. There's going to be plenty of crossover. Everything from Big Lebowski to Big Trouble in Little China. So
All right.
just we're gonna obviously have some ones where we go, oh, hot take, and it's like that's okay, and just this movie drove you crazy for whatever reason, and I have had to explain it to people before every once in a while. Where it's like, Jesus, dude, just say they're a bad actor. Don't say they should never act again and jump off a cliff.
Right? God, dude, don't make it like your livelihood.
I don't
Just
like certain
chill.
actors. That doesn't mean I'm gonna come to their house and hit them with a nail gun. Christ,
It's-
Except Will
just
Ferrell.
doing a job.
Well, part of this too
Oh,
is
man.
this movie. This movie was heralded in its day, but it hasn't aged well. We're getting some of those.
Oh, there's going to be plenty
Yeah.
of those where
And then-
we're
and then
like,
the opposite-
hey, it was
the opposite-
fun, but the
Yeah.
women are treated like shit and the guys are
Right.
unlikable macho
James
pricks,
Bond.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of
Not with
that.
the wind. Not with the wind.
Did you ever see that? Did you ever see that SNL skit where they had James Bond on there, and he was like, and they were telling about all the different venereal diseases that he had. gotten
Yeah,
over the years?
yeah, I
Oh.
remember that.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Was it Daniel Craig?
I think so.
No.
Yeah, I think so. Or
It wasn't the Pierce Brosnan one, but I'll take the rapist for 20, Trebek.
Oh
I'll take
god!
anal
It was
bum
whenever
coverage
they-
for 200.
Celebrity
Anal
Jeff-
bum go. Yeah, there you go.
Your mother's a whore, Trebek.
Turd Ferguson.
Oh.
It's funny.
Oh, absolutely.
Big hat.
absolutely.
Ted Ferguson. Yeah. How you like that, huh? Yeah, good, funny, huh?
Now, if you really want to, you can. We've kind of done that before. If you want to be sarcastic and say what you would replace that movie with, that's fine too.
Okay.
You might find an
All
even
right.
bigger crowd pleaser.
Can we have a practice
plenty of
round so we know how to
musicals.
play?
Musical chairs, baby.
There are no rules.
Yeah.
Especially in
Can't kill
prison.
each other.
So I can just start
Right.
spouting out random words, and they're that could be movies.
Oh, yeah.
Two-man
it'll be
enter,
a
one-man leave.
Japanese
Yeah.
movie where
like-
we're talking, but there's
Put
a
a hex on or
dub
something.
delay. Yeah. Go, 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 go. We'll kill you.
Anyway,
All right, so it's gonna be one hell of a time, and you've just heard the tournament bell ring, ding, ding, ding. So
I ain't no bell. Okay.
I'm curled up in the
I ain't
corner
afraid of
already.
no bell. I'm just gonna go with one that's kind of an easygoing crowd pleaser that's on the IMDb top 250. And obviously, we'll deviate from that. I figure this one could be either a classic or you might not like it as much as other people, and you just think it's okay. But either way, you're gonna probably give it a positive rating. But we never know. Cool Hand Luke.
Good movie.
I think that's a classic. But what do I
It
know?
is.
forgot about that.
I've never
I've
seen
never
it.
even heard of it.
Oh, you never heard
It's
of
a-
it? I've heard
Paul-
of it.
Paul
I've just never
Newman.
seen it.
Oh,
If you like
What
prison
we have-
movies or just escaping, but just that motivational, just like nothing can touch me with some light off-color humor, I think you're gonna like it. It comes on Turner TCM
It's on
quite
my
a lot.
list.
Oh, does it?
I just haven't seen it yet.
And it has that.
Well,
It has
why
that-
don't you get as
See,
many
this-
older
So me and
relatives
Karen
as you
are
can.
on the same team, right? We're one. Because we both represent.
Oh, is that
It's
how
okay
it
if you
works?
haven't seen it.
So-
It's fine. Yeah.
So I'm just saying
The-
because she's like she knows more about like the more classic movies and
I'll go with all kinds of ages. And there's going to be plenty where I'm like, I've
good
never
Lord, I'm
even
like,
heard
I'm
of
like,
that.
I'm over here and like, I feel like the little kid again, like the youngest.
There's a
one in the
lot
room
of
again.
Bollywood movies on this fucking list, and I've never even heard of.
Oh.
So I mean,
Well, Cool Hand Luke, the cast is amazing. I mean,
I
Mitchell's
know.
Kennedy,
Yeah.
Mitchell's in there. Dennis Hopper.
Joe Don Baker, yeah.
you got
Strother
Joe Don
Martin.
Baker, Dennis Hopper, George Kennedy,
Yeah.
Clifton James,
George Kennedy got Oscar win.
yeah.
didn't he? Yeah.
Yep.
Best supporting.
Well,
Anthony
if that's Dennis
Zerbe.
Hopper, then it's got to be a classic.
That's one of his earlier movies.
Anthony Zerbe, Strother Martin, Paul Newman.
Yes.
Oh God,
What's
who's the what we have as a disability to communicate guy? That's
That is-
Strother
That's
Martin.
Strother
we
Martin.
have
You
here-
communicate,
yeah.
soldier. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He would do a bunch of movies with Newman too. He'd do Slapshot,
Yes.
and he'd do what was the other one he did? The Drowning Pool. I think he was in
Okay.
the Drowning Pool. And then
so, yeah.
Who played Newman's mom in that?
That guy.
oh,
that
he
guy.
did
With
I
his
know-
mom at one point.
Sharon Stone.
shit, I know her name. No, yeah.
Wrong era.
She would have been like 9 at
I
that
know,
point.
yeah,
Two
right.
decades before.
And she wasn't the one washing the car either. So yeah.
No,
Bummer.
that
Oh, she was the girl
No.
from Village of the Giants.
Janice.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It
Yeah.
all comes back to Mystery Science Theater. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
Mitchell. So
I think it was Janice. Shit, I remember her
so
name.
you guys would put it on the classics list.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I
I've never seen it,
It-
but I'll
yeah.
put it.
It-
All right.
I would
Four
think
and a
so.
half out of
Yeah,
five
I
at
mean,
least.
it's
You can
Yeah.
dispute it at any time. You can
I'm
say,
not going
"Hey,
to.
I
I
like
think Dennis
it."
Hopper's in it. I think it sounds good.
no. I think
Okay,
even without
perfect.
seeing it has to be just because
And
it's
this
one
is
of those
before.
movies that everybody
Isn't this
talks
movie?
about.
This movie's also before they put Dennis Hopper in that. He's pretty much a villain all the time category.
Yeah, before Apocalypse
Yeah, this
Now
is-
and
Yeah.
Speed.
Yeah.
Oh, so there you
This
go.
was
There's a good
him.
transition.
So did you guys
Speed.
see Blue Velvet then? If you're talking about Dennis Hopper,
Yeah.
I would put that as a classic. It divides me every time I watch it, but I could put that as a mindfuck.
But this
classic.
is Dennis
Yeah.
Hopper, like
Yeah.
at his most at that point, right before he's gonna go do Easy Rider. So it's like 67.
Oh, so there you go. Easy
So
Rider,
it's
I
like-
would put.
Yeah.
Easy Rider,
You
I
know.
would put as a classic.
Yeah.
Easy Rider to me is a classic because it
Indie
kind of
film.
embraces. Well, the way I see it is, it's the hippie zeitgeist of the 60s.
Just the opening
then what's-
alone, where they all meet each other in prison, and we know everything
no.
we need to know in 5 minutes.
No, they don't meet. No, in the beginning of the
Well,
Oh, yeah,
Nicholson,
we talked about-
yes, I've seen it very recently.
no
They-
Easy Rider. They meet Easy Rider. They meet what's his name?
Nicholson.
they meet
Phil
Phil-
Spector.
no, they
Phil
meet-
Spector.
They met Phil Spector at the airport, and he's got the coke. The
Okay,
coke
it's not
with
the
him.
first scene, but it's in the first act
Yeah.
where they meet Nicholson in prison, and
Yeah,
we
Oh, I didn't-
learn everything we need to know about each
Wow.
other and why they're going
Well,
on this adventure.
I gotta
the
watch
reason.
it. Yeah.
But the thing I've always said is, it's that dark turn where it's the hippies. The hippies. Everything is like beautiful, and then like at the end, it's just like, oh shit. And there's the one part where he says, "We made it, man. We made it." He's like, "No, man, we blew it," and that's how it feels. It feels that's what they're saying. Look, we tried our best we tried everything to get
The
America
dialogue
going
is
forward,
perfect.
and we blew it. And
Perfect.
I think the great about that thing is you got so many people in that movie that Luke Askew, Karen Black's in it. I think Tony Basil's in
Tony
it.
Basil, yeah.
Yes.
And the funny thing is that was made with money from the Monkees.
Yes. I did hear about
Raybert-
that.
Raybert produced it, and
I
They
seen
gave
it
the
once
money
when I was,
to-
like knee high to a
Come
grasshopper.
on, man. You're
Oh.
my.
I know.
So you're on
I'm
the side.
failing
Okay.
so bad at this right
No,
now.
it's fine. Okay. Let's dial back on the trivia. Let's just
We're-
go to these movies one at a
Everybody's like,
time,
so we're
guys.
supposed to be promoting
All
a
right.
movie podcast, and they've never even
Yeah.
seen this movie.
No, it's fine. Every movie we're gonna
We'll get there.
talk
We got
about.
a long
Just
list. so
keep
we
it
gotta-
to classic
All
or
right.
not. So, Speed.
Oh,
Mm.
no,
no.
really?
Interesting. Okay, so I'm
Wow.
gonna be the
I'm
odd
gonna
man
go
out.
with
Speed.
That-
Speed.
Not Speed. You're not thinking about Speed 2.
no,
No,
I'm talking about the original.
Speed
that's
2
a classic.
definitely is.
That's a
Come on.
classic.
No,
That's
I'm
a
just
bad
kidding.
movie
The
classic.
boat will
Anyway,
get
no,
the boat
it's
will
a
get to
classic
land
in the-
eventually.
Hey, it's a
I
classic
get
in the
that
sense that Sandra Bullock, because of that movie, said she'll never do another sequel. But then she did
There-
Miss Congeniality too.
there is that
Yeah.
factor. Anyway, no, the first one I watch it anytime it's on. It
Yeah.
changed how I viewed action movies.
Speaking of Dennis Hopper too, yeah.
Yeah, that's the connection.
Yeah.
And okay, so
What?
Oh, I was middle of the road on that. I mean, there's things to enjoy about it, but it was very formulaic.
yeah.
Oh,
I agree. I don't think I would
interesting.
consider it a classic because of that.
I don't think so either. I
You
mean,
know
Okay.
what though?
it
Sometimes
definitely it was a
I
great
don't-
it was a great action movie, but I wouldn't call it a classic.
yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes
really
I
add
love
anything to
formula
the
movies.
genre.
Anybody ever seen
Well,
Foul Play?
Well,
It
it won up Die Hard. That's why it was viewed as a classic.
what was the
Yeah.
movie?
I kind
I'm
of like
sorry.
formula movies sometimes if they work. Foul Play has every cliche in the book, but it's a great movie with Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn. 79.
Yeah, I think
It's a Hitchcock homage. But it's formula, but you don't care. It's just.
Okay, no, this is
I
fine.
guess I'd consider Speed in that same vein. So,
Okay, fair enough.
although there was many times that damn bus was not going 50 miles an hour.
yeah.
Right.
It's gonna happen.
Looked like they're
That's a
doing more
major
like
flaw.
25 miles an hour.
Yeah,
They should have
I think
done
they
Speed
killed on a
on a
bike
jitney if
chasing
it was
them.
Atlantic City.
Well, there's the connection. They established that Dennis Hopper's character's from Atlanta. So,
okay.
but whatever. So
All right.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Ooh,
Oh, I'd
Classic.
say yes.
Classic.
Yes, classic.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, I
Yeah.
cry every time I watch it. I think it's very emotionally rewarding, but others might find it preachy. So I get it.
I think that it's a classic in the sense that it's one of the movies that definitely like blew Jack Nicholson into superstardom. Like he became
Yeah.
huge because of that.
That kind of falls in the category of cult classic, doesn't it?
movie.
No, I wouldn't.
We'll,
No.
we'll
I don't
put some
know.
cult classics on here. There's going to be some crossover.
The thing I'd say with, I agree with you that he did put Nicholson up into another echelon, because you got to realize back then he was doing like King of Marvin's Gardens, Five Easy Pieces. He was
Yeah.
anti-authoritarianism, but this movie put him like just kicked him. And then there was Chinatown right after that.
Yeah.
So-
which is also
yeah.
here on the list. Is that
Is
a
it?
classic?
Yeah,
Growing up,
Bro,
it's terrible, but with adult eyes, it's a wonderful look into the darkness of mankind and what they're capable of covering up.
I agree. Yeah,
I
I'd say
haven't seen
classic.
that movie since I was a little kid, so I'm not. Gonna
Oh, yikes!
yeah. So
A Scarred for Life.
kinda
like an
brought-
American.
Well,
I
I've
always
seen a
say it
lot of
brought
bad
film-
shit whenever I was a little kid, so it's just it's one of those movies,
Chinatown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it brought film noir.
yeah. Neo noir came
Back.
back.
Yeah. Neo Noir came back.
Neo noir classic.
Neo Noir.
Uh,
Yeah.
So-
two things I remember about that movie. One was I was babysitting my nephew, and my aunt was on a date, and they saw it, and I remember her date saying, "It's kind of a sad movie."
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of a
Many of
sad
those
movie.
movies are-
Another is I was taking a night class on film, I think, and we read the book, and we were all saying the book was better than the movie. So,
Damn.
the professor saying, "Who's the pretty boy that got playing the Jack Nicholson?" I don't
Jake
agree.
Geddes. Yeah.
It's that old book is better than movie snobbery thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's how it
jeez.
goes.
You
It's
ever
like
read
we
Forrest-
always
ever read
say
Forrest
every
Gump?
time. We
the book
always
Forrest
say,
Gump?
yeah, we say.
Oh, there's
all
a
the
good
time
question.
That like movies and books, you can't put them in the same conversation because
Absolutely.
you have
But
to like
It's two different
Yeah,
media.
they're two different mediums. You have to
Yeah.
change things to make it
5
fit
chapters
well on screen.
dedicated
Yeah.
to someone's
Exactly.
revenge is not going to be
Well,
cinematic.
it's
The
like
movie is somebody's interpretation of the book. Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
a huge fan of books and I read all the time.
Uh-huh.
And I see movies that are based on books all the time. And I'll be the first one to say, like, I'm not going to make that comparison.
Right.
It's
It's a
not.
different medium. Yeah.
Correct.
Same
Yeah.
thing with video games.
That's old school.
Yeah.
That's old school snobbery. It's
Okay.
like you don't
The
watch
only
too
one
much
that I
TV.
will compare is the two Shinings. I will make that comparison.
She's a snob.
Yeah.
about The Shining.
I will make that comparison.
She
I'll
is
be a
big
snob about it.
The Shining.
But-
There's a good question
but-
for you. So,
Well, Stephen
what's the-
King didn't like the film. Yeah.
Yeah,
I ju-
and he's
okay.
got good reason.
Yeah.
So, you brought up Shining. So,
And
is
I
that a
don't, I
classic?
do, no,
Uh,
not Cooper.
Okay, no.
Yes, the film is better than the book.
No.
Okay,
No?
so
It-
I,
I mean,
The
No?
reason,
Hold
the
on, now
reason
you're
it's
speaking
not.
for
one at a
podcast here.
time, please.
I'm speaking for myself. You put us in. You lumped us in.
Right.
No.
So, okay.
The only thing I will say, I'm not comparing the book and the movie. What I'm comparing is casting.
Right.
Jack Nicholson was a
Yeah.
terrible cast. Jack Nicholson is crazy from the time he walks into that hotel until the time he leaves. And not once do I feel any warmth from him as a father to that boy. Now, he's
you like
supposed-
cornflakes, Doc?
he is
Oh my
supposed to
God.
be a warm father and a loving husband and not crazy. He's supposed to go crazy and try to kill
Right.
his
Yeah.
family.
That was King's
It's the-
point. Yep.
That's a terrible cast.
It's supposed to.
and
It's supposed to be the slow build
his
up.
wife, that was a terrible cast too. Like don't get me wrong, she's a good actress.
You're not offending anybody here.
Yeah,
It's
I'm just
all
saying
good.
she's a good actress. She was a terrible cast for that movie.
So,
Shelley Duvall.
It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's like this-
I'm the odd duck out. So this may not be the best movie all time. To me, though, it's kind of a horror classic just because of the visual imagery.
I'm with
Yeah.
you actually.
So maybe
I
it's
love
not
The
on the
Shining.
top 250 worthy, but I just
I mean, I'll
feel
say
like
this.
it's a giallo movie.
I'll say
See,
this.
visually is just not enough for me.
Okay, no, that's
you gotta,
visually-
you got to have like the actors have to bring it for me. They just
To
do.
me, it
That's
seems
true.
like that. And what you're saying is right. There's no warmth between the characters of Shelley Duvall and Jack Nicholson. There's no like
Chemistry.
Like- chemistry.
Yeah.
And like, of course, it's Kubrick, so Kubrick's kind of trying to get you
He
uncomfortable
was
for
too
this
busy
shit.
breaking them.
Yeah.
He is too, especially Shelley Duvall, man. He breaks
Uh-huh.
her life.
Yeah.
And
But
then
the whole point of The Shining is you're supposed to feel like, okay, if somebody who loves you can go crazy and try to kill you, that's the most terrifying thing in the world.
yeah,
Fair enough.
And that's not scary if you never feel like he loved his wife or child,
Yeah.
and then he just tries to kill him. Like, I'm not surprised by that, nor should
I
they.
do.
hello, Mr. Torrance. What shall we be drinking?
Oh my God.
I'm not
Hair of the dog that
surprised.
bit me, Lloyd.
I'm not surprised that he tried
Did
to
you guys
kill them,
watch
and nor
Doctor
should they
Sleep
be.
by any chance? Just out of topic. here.
Yeah, that's a
I-
good one.
It
I
was
need to
weird
see
that they
the
brought in
purpose.
that guy that like that Jack Nicholson lookalike to play
Mm,
the role of the bartender.
yeah.
It was
Huh.
it was so weird.
I kind of got the gist that he took his place, basically.
That's
now,
right. Yeah, exactly.
is any of that or Mike Flanagan's movie a horror classic?
And I think
It's just yes or no, guys. Come on.
No,
Really? Okay.
I mean,
No,
it's like-
Mike Flanagan ain't been around long enough to have anything that
Okay.
would be considered a classic to me. So
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna definitely put either Hush or Oculus in there just because they're at least an indie horror classic.
Hush
I
is
agree.
good.
I like
is
Hush
very
and
good.
Oculus, and I think that they.
I didn't care for.
I
Mike.
saw it
when-
in
I
theaters.
think with time,
All right.
those can definitely be.
I'm not
Put up
saying
there.
they'll be on TCM.
I
but I'm
think
just-
that Oculus if it already hasn't been, but it will be forgot about. I do. I think I, don't think
liked
it'll-
Oculus.
It's good. Don't get me wrong, but Hush unfortunately will also be forgotten, even though it's actually I think in my opinion a more superior movie to Oculus.
All right.
So
Let's go to some
of course
earlier
he put
ones.
his
then.
wife in there.
He does do that.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I think she's a good movie. It's not a Rob Zombie thing. But
Right? Yeah, she's a very good actress. So
let's go with the original Psycho.
Oh,
classic.
Definitely
definitely
classic.
a classic. Come on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just that
And-
music
and-
score
yeah.
alone.
Bernard
100%.
Herrmann's music.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Bernard Herrmann's music. A great story by Robert Bloch. Okay.
Yep.
The way they that Hitchcock throws a curveball at you midway through the movie, because we all think Marion Crane's going to be safe, and what happens? She gets it in the shower. Now we're trying to figure out who
Yeah.
killed Marion Crane.
And the weird
How
part
about-
is
And the
nothing
way-
like that had ever been done yet either.
Yeah.
So.
No.
Yeah,
But let's go beyond that. Like, how about just the fact that as you're walking down the stairways, you feel like you're about to see something graphic and you don't even see
Yeah.
anything. You know?
Right. Yeah.
That's-
yeah.
No,
That's
the fact
in
that
your
everything gets
imagination.
twisted up and thrown on its face. Every time you think something's going to happen in that movie, it doesn't.
Mhm.
Yeah, he
the
was-
shot that did
Go ahead.
the
sorry.
shot that doesn't scare me the most is, either the shower scene, or where the light goes on. There's his mother's corpse, decayed and shit. It's the one where Martin Balsam's going up the stairs,
Oh, yeah.
and you just see the figure come down and stab him to death.
Yeah.
That scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and I think the way Hitchcock filmed it was, I always say this, he wants you to look at from not the hero's point of view, but from the killer's point of view.
Yeah.
That's the thing that made him so good.
Mhm.
And he would do, he'd do The Man Who Knew Too Much. He did North by Northwest, which I think are classics.
Those I
Psycho
would
is
put
like
on there.
Psycho is like the pinnacle for him. He would do, he'd do Frenzy. He'd do, Family Plot later.
Yes.
But Psycho to me is like, is
Top
the
notch.
is the gold standard.
But don't forget the
Absolutely.
cop tracking her early in too.
Yeah.
It starts setting you up.
That's a good,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. It's
reference
starting
point.
to build the suspense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Now,
way Anthony,
Doesn't he have mirrored glasses like in Cool Hand Luke later? The cop
Who?
in Psycho.
yeah,
Possibly, but guys,
Yeah.
we are pressed for time. So as much as I love this, let's keep them
We're
to
done?
yes or no answers. So,
Okay.
but I
Hold
love
on.
the trivia, but we are not going to get through this list if we keep doing this.
Nerds.
Let- just keep it to a yes, favorite scene, and let's
Okay.
keep going, please. I love this. There's all good stuff. So Mike mentioned this earlier. This is going to be another divisive movie, and I think this is a good one. Forrest Gump.
no.
So there you go. I don't think I never thought it was a classic, but I thought it was a good movie growing up. But this one has been
It's a classic.
reevaluated.
It's definitely a classic to me.
Yeah,
Well, it-
not one of my favorites, but I think it's a classic.
This
It
is definitely a
hasn't-
movie
it
that I
hasn't
grew up with. It
aged
has
well.
to be.
It's-
Yeah.
It's
I can see its
symbolic. It's
imperfections.
symbolic of the of everything that happened in the '60s. That's why I take it.
All right.
It's
Yeah,
flower.
so
It's
Well, it
flowers
was-
for Algernon with a better
50s.
ending.
It had some innovative things
never
of the
thought of that.
time, but it hasn't aged well. I wouldn't think.
No,
I agree with you on that. It hasn't.
there
aged
you
well.
go.
I
It's if we were in a different timeline, we might think differently. But now, with
Oh, but
today's
come on. Is he dumb or is he smart? Doesn't that break you up though? Come on.
He's a dumb
If
guy
I'm
with a
looking
soft
school.
heart, man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
it is pretty sad when his mom
Yeah.
dies. Anyway,
Sentimental. I gave it a thumbs up though.
I
For
yeah,
sure.
I'm giving it a thumbs up. I just
Yeah.
that's the thing. We're gonna say this is good, but it's not classic. It's gonna
Right.
be
Yeah.
there's free answers.
Over time, I gotcha. Yep.
12 Angry Men.
Yes.
Oh, classic,
Classic.
100%. Yeah.
You're talking
Okay,
about the original
well-
black and white, right?
Yeah,
But the original,
Yeah.
the original Martin, the original one, right?
Martin
Yes.
Best
Balsam.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
Martin-
sure. Yeah.
Classic.
Because when
Yeah.
Henry, and the great thing about that, Henry Fonda and Lee J. Cobb going at it
Yes.
over the murder weapon is one of the best scenes I've ever seen.
I agree.
Oh,
Best-
yes.
It pretty much introduced the world to reasonable doubt.
I was in 7th grade the first time I saw that movie, and it was
Second
I
grade?
was or 7th grade. Sorry.
7th. Wow.
Yeah, I was in 7th grade, and I was glued.
You
to
had
the
a cool
TV.
teacher.
He wasn't. It was my teacher actually.
Ah,
It was at the end of the year. We watched it in class,
Lovely.
and I was just like, I was glued to the TV. I couldn't. I don't know why.
Oh.
Everybody was just like talking. I was like, shut the fuck up! I'm trying to watch this movie. I was that kid.
perfect. So here's
Oh, I know
another
what that's
movie.
like. Trust me.
Yeah, it's hideous. Here's a movie they often show in schools. Glory.
No, I've
Ooh.
never seen it.
Oh,
I like that one.
uh,
Yep. Thumbs up on that one.
I have no opinion. I don't think I've ever seen Glory.
I haven't seen it.
Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman.
Oh,
Fish.
I like it. I
Matthew
like it.
Broderick in that?
Yeah, I think he
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he's one of the sergeants.
does-
So
he
it's a
doesn't
war
run
it.
movie. Yeah, it's a war movie.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, Civil War. Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
the worst classroom. They decided to laugh at every other person's death. I'm like, you fuckers. Dude,
Yeah,
it's a war
that's-
movie.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
The sad part
It
is
made
I
me
love
wish-
war movies.
Well, I love war movies too, but it was one of those. I was like, can the teacher please send you guys out into the hallway?
Right.
What
Come on.
seventh grade you said?
That, and I saw it in high school later, and it was
Okay.
way better. Anyway,
Thumbs up though.
yeah, same here. Classic for me. The first two Godfathers.
Oh,
Classic.
Classic.
come on.
Yeah.
Brainer.
I don't,
Can you
I-
just lob a softball?
I didn't
so
say I
can
like
hit it,
him.
please?
I'm not. I don't. I'm gonna say no because I don't like.
No,
Whoa.
that's
What?
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine, guys.
It's
Roger
okay,
Ebert
don't hate
liked
me.
it, but
I don't care.
Roger-
about
I
it.
didn't
don't
say I like
them.
them. I said they're classics.
Yeah. I
And
just-
What do you
Roger
think of the
Ebert-
Beatles?
Why? Okay, to be fair, Roger Ebert liked it, but didn't think it was classic. So it's just we're gonna again. There's free answers. There's
And there's
I like it, but it's
always-
not classic.
There's always nothing's 100%.
Right?
Yeah. And I'm going to say this. I can see why some people don't view it as a classic
Yeah.
because there's a lot of long laboring scenes in it. And a lot of people weren't used to. And I can see why, if you watch like Casino down the road or Goodfellas, it's quick. Where the Godfather is more of a drawn out story. So I can see why people don't see it as a class, those two movies as classics.
I haven't seen the Godfather movies in probably 20 years. So if I went back and rewatched them, I might think
Yeah.
differently now.
I just think
being
the other
older.
movies wouldn't exist without them.
Right. Yeah.
There's that too.
Yeah.
So I think it's a gem just because I love the Shakespearean themes, but I can see why it might be predictable to today's audience. Is like,
Right,
oh,
yeah.
he's gonna get the girl, he's gonna
Yeah.
lose her, and then he's gonna get revenge. So here's another one that's divisive.
Mm,
Yeah, again, you're either gonna like it, hate
I
it,
like the divisive
or
ones.
like it but not considered a classic. So I'm torn on this one, but I'll let you guys take it away. The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh,
Classic.
Classic.
I think, yeah.
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 It's part of my favorite Stephen King book, The Different Seasons. So-
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Agreed.
So-
I think it's definitely a classic in my opinion.
All right, perfect. So I'm the odd duck out. So I kind of am with the critics who were that way at the time of release, where I was like predictable.
Yeah,
cool
It
hand
didn't
loop.
do well at the time. It
No.
It started
But
getting
I
popular.
think it's watchable though.
I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think that it's supposed to be unpredictable.
Yeah, but see, that's just it. I know what's going to happen, so I'm not looking forward to
I
it.
get
It's
it.
just-
I get it.
But-
I do.
but mainly the ending is what does it for me. What ruins it for me. I'm like, there's no way he dug a hole.
Right.
But
He just so happened to got that cell, huh?
but Morgan Freeman is wonderful in this. So
Oh,
you know,
Yeah,
it
no
definitely- it
sewer
cemented
smell
him.
coming in, no wind coming in. Yeah.
right.
I'm due for a rewatch.
And Raquel Welch poster took care of it all? Come on, no.
Oh yeah.
Although there is that. Yeah.
Okay,
Here's
so there is
another
that.
device. Here's another divisive one. The Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh boy.
Classics.
It's a classic. Yeah.
I didn't know where we were going to go. on this.
Brought
My
back.
mind-
It brought back. I'm gonna say this. It brought back fantasy, and it did it right because of the fact that
I agree.
before that, you got to realize it was mostly B movie fantasy back in the 80s.
Roger
You know,
Corman.
you had Conan, Roger Corman. God, I love him,
Yeah.
but it was Willow, and all
Or, yeah, sorry,
all that
Willow,
stuff.
not Willard.
Willow.
Willard's
I was
the
wondering.
rat.
I was confused
Willard's the
too.
rat. Sorry, guys.
Man. Anyway.
But I think the great thing was, the material was there. They tried, they'd done it like we said with the Ralph Bakshi cartoons and the Rankin Bass cartoons. But this was more of the putting it in there, and then Miramax rolled the dice, and they got a great trilogy out of it.
Thank God.
I agree.
Here's
I,
one.
I'm not a
I
fan,
learned
but
you
I think
can't-
they're classics for sure.
I learned you can't watch it for a 9-hour marathon in 3D in a theater.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I remember
Tell my
a
daughter that
stand-up
she'd probably challenge you.
stand-up comedian we saw talk about it's just walking.
Yeah, it was from Clerks too.
Yeah.
That's my
enough.
favorite thing. That's my favorite thing in Clerks 2 was when he describes it and he's like, "This is the
Yeah.
first one. This is the second one. This is the third one."
So yeah, I'm not a fan of those. I saw them. I liked them when they came out, but I don't want to go see them again. Maybe I'll give them another chance someday. But
No,
anyway.
it's fine. I get.
Yeah,
I-
I don't. If somebody says they don't like the Lord of the Rings, I'm like, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna get.
Yeah,
I
my
don't, I don't
co-host
like them either,
hates
but
it.
I do
About
think
it.
they're classics.
I would
Our
not
local
get
movie
defensive.
critic will take you to task on the same thing. He thinks they're great. So
It's all good.
Anyway.
So here's another 3-hour so-called epic that's was hated at the time, kind of like now, and then I still see some people saying, it was trash then. So here is 1983's Scarface.
No.
So
'Cause again,
I like
yeah.
it. I like it.
Well, you can call it a classic, but it was a remake. So
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say
Just
no.
how much popularity does that have compared to like Godfather or something like that?
It's an
Right.
8.3, but yeah, I think it's a good movie because of the whitewashing. Though I can't call it a classic. And because it took me 3 viewings to really get my definitive opinion.
So I think that the movie could be considered a classic in the vein that it's
a cult classic.
It's a cult classic. People adore and love this movie.
It's a Miami classic. There you
Yeah,
go.
but for me, no, it's not a classic to me.
I always remember Michelle Pfeiffer. Can we just stop saying fuck so much? That's the main thing I remember. They had the chainsaw scene, I guess, but yeah.
Oh, there you go.
You got put a woman.
Yeah. What? Huh? Oh, that's terrible. Terrible.
Oh man. So the first Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, but they made too
This
many
is a
of them
monster movie
afterwards.
classic. Yep.
Agreed. They did make too many, but the first
Yeah.
one, yes, classic.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and
Special
plus,
effects.
yeah, and it holds up today even.
Oh
with
yeah,
those-
Yeah.
it does. Yeah.
It's a rare mixture of suspense, horror, comedy, and action. It's just
Yeah.
it's pleasing everybody.
And the music and everything.
It's
I
fun.
mean, you hear the music and you know it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a classic.
Classic.
Perfect. A Beautiful Mind.
Oh,
No.
I've never seen it.
Oh, I saw it, but I forgot about it.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
it's from-
Yeah.
I
Russell
know
Crowe
enough
show.
about it, but no, I've never seen it.
No, I don't think it's a classic.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
fine.
just-
It's a
say-
good movie, but it's not a classic.
I'm going
Okay.
to say not because I haven't seen it.
That's a
All
good
right,
reason.
so I am the
Yeah,
odd duck
no.
out. This got me. I thought this was a perfect comeback for director Ron Howard. I think it's a good example of geniuses who have to come out of their shell in order to do amazing things. But I can totally see why some would just say preachy. You know,
Yeah,
I get it.
right.
I just made a
It's a
joke one
good
time. I
movie.
said,
It is a good movie.
well, somebody
Go.
said to me one time, they said, "What's your opinion of A Beautiful Mind?" I said, "The guy does math, and I hate fucking math."
That's exactly what this
That's-
movie
yeah,
is.
that's awesome.
Oh my god. So Pixar's Inside Out.
No.
No,
I have
No.
not seen
Yeah,
that.
The market is oversaturated.
haven't seen that one.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
market's
I-
oversaturated with
I-
3D movies. I could care less.
I concur.
I liked it better when it's Herman's head.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought about that when I saw that ad too.
unless not every millennial is gonna get that. That's funny. Yeah, no,
Fox- Fox
a good
TV
movie.
and
yeah, it's a good movie, but it's not a classic. Now Toy Story trilogy, which is on here.
Good.
You could call
Yeah.
the first one a classic, but not
Yeah.
the trilogy.
I agree.
Yeah, I-
agree.
Yeah, at least the first or second.
The
and
first
then
one ushered in that whole
You
3D animation thing.
are a toy.
And the concept of the movie is fantastic. It's a great kids movie.
Animation served it before
exactly.
Hollywood got spoiled.
Exactly, and I would call it a classic. But everything after that, no.
Agreed.
real
Perfect.
quick, I thought the tone of on 3 of they're going to burn all the toys was a little dark for a kid's.
Oh, it was very
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extremely.
I'm
then again,
surprised
the-
it never.
The
Yeah.
first one, the
Surprisingly,
neighbor kid
pretty
was
nightmarish.
terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
surprisingly,
that got dark too. in the
despite
first
getting
one.
freaked out by
Oh, the
every other
first one
movie
too?
growing up,
Yeah,
I never wept at this one.
They
This
did
was
keep it a
wild.
little light with Mrs.
Yeah.
Nesbit.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. The mean neighbor kid. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
He had
Yeah.
all the toys and everything. They were like, I don't know.
Hooker.
I need
Yeah, the
kids like
hooker.
that.
Yeah, the hooker, get it? Because it was
Yeah, he
legs.
had the
with a hook.
hooker and
Yeah,
Mrs.
I
Nesbit.
just
and,
I just got
yes,
told
it's
about
cool.
that last time, and I never put two and two together. But it's
I didn't
great.
as a kid, but as I got older, I was like, oh my god, yeah.
Oh
that's-
man.
that's a hooker.
Okay, no, that's fine. So, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes.
Classic.
If
Yes.
Eric was here right now, he'd be all over it.
She's a witch.
Yeah.
Burn her.
Yeah, there's so many
Someone
quotable
else up
movies.
there. We
I
can
call
talk
Betsy.
to.
You know it's a good movie if you have multiple quotes you use from it.
Yes,
So,
Yeah.
every,
whenever
thing-
someone
every transition and every scene in that movie has a
Yes.
quotable line
Yeah.
from it. So
It's
how to
it
make a
rolls
parody.
along. It never lets up with the comedy.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
dead spots in that movie.
yep.
I even
I
laughed,
think-
Anytime
I even
someone
laughed
sends
at the
me a
horse
bad,
clapping.
anytime
Yeah.
someone sends me a bad text, I say, "Were you dictating?"
I think the one thing that gets me at Monty Python and the Holy Grail is they did their background on this. It wasn't like regular, Knights of the Round Table. They did,
Dun,
they
dun,
did
dun,
their
dun.
back. They did their history on it. But the thing is that like some of the lines, like you said, are really great. Like the one I love is when he's riding through after the Bring Out Your Dead skit and says, "He must be a king. How can you tell? Doesn't have shit all over him." I mean, it's just like, where the fuck did that come from?
I didn't vote for him.
I love you.
I
Don't
didn't
right
vote
on
for
us.
That's my favorite scene in the whole movie. I didn't vote for him. Did you vote for him?
I think my favorite scene
lovely.
is with the white rabbit.
My-
Yeah, that was good.
Mine is with the Black Knight. And
Yeah,
Black
that-
Knight
that's a-
says,
that's a
"Just
very
put
good-
scratch."
But to scratch.
It's just a scratch.
I just love they had
You're
this
a
whole
loony.
thing about how they didn't vote for him, and they can't believe that. Like, how can you be king?
It's
I
good to
didn't
be
vote
the
for
king.
you.
Yeah.
There you
He's a
go.
witch.
Enough to calm you.
There's so much. I mean,
Bring
it's
out your dad.
Help! I'm being repressed.
I'm
I
still
swear there's something-
alive.
there's something every
God
20
better.
seconds in that movie. It's amazing. It's an amazing film. It really
Yeah.
is.
Great
I
movie.
love my favorite. One of my favorite scenes is Eric Idle gets hit with the arrow. Says, "Message for you, sir." He's like, "Brave Concord." No, I think I'm gonna pull through, sir. Brave Concord. More. No, I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine. He's like, "Yeah, no, Brave Concord, you stay here. I'll try to defend this in my own particular
Set of skills.
idiom. Yes, idiom. Yes." And then it has, and then the part I love, the other part I love is the wedding. The two guys are standing outside, and you just see
Oh, and
Lancelot
they
like
just keep
charging.
running.
and you're
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. Cuts back to him. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes,
Cuts back to him.
that is.
You know what I mean? You could quote the entire movie.
You really could.
What
If
the
you can name
character?
a scene and put it on anywhere to make
Mhm.
sense, yeah.
Mhm.
And then he's going.
Yeah, we could go
He
on.
goes.
This one.
He goes through the castle. He's stabbing everybody. Sees the little vase of flowers on the wall. Just hits that, and then runs back upstairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you see anything, destroy it. Yeah. Okay, so Caddyshack.
Oh,
Classic.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Love
There's,
that
too many,
movie.
there's too
Yeah.
many heavy hitters
Love
in it to
it.
not be a classic.
I love the
Rocket
It's
ground.
not on the top
Dangerfield.
250. I just decided to be a wise ass. But yeah, it should be.
Yeah, for sure. It's probably one of the
Give me
best.
3 of those, 4
best
of those.
comedies
Give me a
of all
couple of those
time.
naked lady tees.
Yeah.
Instead of my friend Mr. White here with the whole schmear. No
That's a
offense.
terrible hat. Looks good
Yeah.
on you though.
Good on you,
Looks
though.
good on you, though.
No, it's just, no, for a hat like this, you get a free bowl of soup.
Gophers.
Looks good
If
on
you
you,
blow
though.
up some gophers, you're gonna have a problem, laddie.
I think we could, but I don't think we could kill any of the gophers, Stan. I mean, they might lock me up and throw away the key. No, gophers, you're here, gophers. And you want to just like come up and stab one in the leg or something? I could just take him out, you know. No, you stupid gator dick.
How about her little balletic dance when she finds out she's not pregnant near the end?
Oh,
Remember that?
Oh
yeah.
yeah, in her nightgown out there in the
Yeah,
middle.
Yeah,
of
so that's my only.
Or the
dig
kid
against
jumping out
movie
up and down outside the
is-
window when they're going at it.
I
and
still
it's
love the Babe Ruth scene with
Oh, great scene.
yeah, oh man. They're like, and he
despite
eats it,
John-
he bites and he's like, a little nutty.
Oh, yeah.
Despite
The
John
one-
Peters interfering with it, it's
Do you-
a pretty good movie. Yeah.
You can shake
wanna
your
know something funny?
proteins down by the pool.
Do you want to know
Yeah.
something funny? The girl, if you watch that scene where she says she's not pregnant, look at Michael O'Keefe. He's wearing a wig. He was filming The Great Santini,
Yes, he
Oh,
was.
and he had
wow.
to shave his head. So if you look at him, he's wearing a hat with a wig on it,
Yep.
and he was
Oh man.
yeah. So
Huh.
you know, I'm not pregnant.
You can tell because the
No.
color's slightly off from his hair in the
Yeah.
rest of the movie.
Yeah,
Well, then Rodney Dangerfield. Come on. Yeah.
It happens,
Ronnie
man.
Dangerfield just killed it.
That's his greatest movie.
Perfect.
It's that loud
So-
ass music.
Get back to school. School.
Yeah.
Hey, why? It's an exclusive club, so don't tell him you're Jewish.
Oh my god.
Someone must have sat on a duck.
Oh man.
Hey, you must
JJ
have
does
someone
a
for
really good
electricity.
impression of Rodney Dangerfield, I gotta say.
We'll be here all day. So you guys are
I like
musical
my $10
fans.
the hard way. Okay.
So we got some musicals on here. But before I get to the ones actually on the list, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Oh my
No.
god. No.
No.
It's a great
Haven't
movie,
seen
but
it,
it's
so
not
I
a
can't judge
classic.
it. So
It's a good
okay.
movie, but it's
I
not a
love it,
classic.
but it's not a classic.
It's a
All right.
pothead classic, but that's it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess
It's all good.
it would
So-
meet the top 10, but yeah, it's in there.
Singing in the Rain is on here, and that's definitely a classic. But I'll let you guys take it away.
What is it?
Yeah.
Singing in the Rain.
In the rain, yeah.
But
I've never
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you could
Just
call
for
it
that.
just in
Just
pure-
for that Gene
just in
Kelly
principle,
number
yeah.
alone. You know.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
make them
Making
laugh.
fun of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that whole
Nice.
thing with
No,
him.
no.
Isn't it also about sound taking over?
Yep. Yeah.
There is a bit
And
of
the,
that.
and,
Yeah.
and the thing is that really happened with some of the stars who were in silence. They also had these weird voices.
Yeah.
And there's this
Yep.
one where there was this one thing Sid Caesar did where he's playing a silent. This is on your show. So he's playing a silent movie star. He's taking a bath. He goes, "Haven't you heard? They're making sound pictures. Sound pictures. What do you think of that?" And Caesar turns and goes, "Well, I think that's a good idea."
Probably.
Oh my word. Yes. Great scene. Okay. So here's some other ones on here. Top Gun Maverick.
no.
No.
Oh no.
I haven't seen
No.
it.
I hate fucking Top
I'm
Gun.
surprised. I thought I
It-
was gonna be the only
it's
one
good,
saying it was
But it's not
Ah.
it's not the original either.
that music killed
Fucking-
it for me. where I
I'll
was
be
just
honest.
like-
I wasn't a huge fan of the original. It felt like an Air Force commercial to me.
Okay, so there's a
Oh,
question.
for
Is
sure,
the first
yeah.
one
And
a
also
classic?
Tom
I-
Cruise. Real quick, Tom Cruise. I can't hear you. It's like, what is he, 5? You know?
The
argument
first
with-
one
with-
being a classic,
Yeah.
I don't think so either. No.
No.
Yeah. I don't know.
I hate
so.
I hate
I think
Top
it was
Gun
a
because it
popular
ruined.
movie. It was very popular, but that doesn't always make it great. So
I
The
agree.
propaganda is pretty bad for me in this one, where I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't watch this, but dads will love it. But
Tell that to my dad who sat in the row with me with my date when we were watching it.
holy
I
shit!
hate
Oh,
fucking
man. I'm
Top Gun.
sorry,
I hate
dude.
Tom Cruise.
Maverick.
Oh, Maverick.
Maverick! Oh my God.
I wanted to get
Wow.
I wanted to get a kiss from Jen Weintraub, and what happens? My father's sitting there, and I'm like, "You fucking asshole."
I love the Maverick, the Maverick comment. That's funny. I'm not sure anybody else got onto it, but
No, I heard it.
okay.
I
That
did.
was
I
funny.
did.
That's great.
That's fucking funny.
So we got the
The
Sound of
Starfighters
Music.
was better. What was it?
Wow.
Sound of Music.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
That
could call
opening
that- yeah.
shot is tremendously great.
Yeah,
but-
that's good.
All right, so I'm gonna be the odd duckling. I ran out of the room every time this was on. I fucking hate this movie.
Oh, really?
No,
It's okay. You don't have to like
it's
it. buddy.
it's very checkered.
but
It's,
Julie Andrews is an amazing actress. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Das Boot.
Well, I haven't seen
Classic.
it.
oh, I've yet to
Classic.
see it, but I've heard it's really good.
Never
so.
seen it.
Never seen
It's
it.
so I'm gonna be half and half. It's
I'm
not a
terrible with
classic.
musicals, honestly.
It's a war movie, but
Oh,
we'll get-
Yeah.
so I don't think it's a classic,
World
but
War II
I don't think it's a classic, but I think it's a submarine classic.
Yeah.
Well, there's Sink the Bismarck, and there's Das Boot, and I think Das Boot was a lot better
Yes.
because
No, it's a
It
good
wasn't-
movie. I'm just saying
it was no, in my opinion, the way that Wolfgang Peterson who directed it, or who
Yes.
directed it?
what it was.
Wolfgang,
Wolfgang.
the way Wolfgang Peterson directed it, it showed you what it was like on those World War II submarines, especially the
Absolutely.
U-boats. You know, these guys were just doing a job, and I think that's what's so great about it. And of course, what's his name? The guy Jurgen Prochnow is unbelievable
Phenomenal.
as the captain.
Yep.
You know,
Which leads us to the next submarine movie, Crimson Tide.
I don't think
Uh,
I've ever seen it.
Yeah,
Is that the
it's-
one with
it's-
Gene Hackman?
And Denzel, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I know what movie you're talking about, but I've
Despite
never
the
seen
last
it's-
3 minutes, I'm gonna say classic just because the
Yeah.
dialogue is
I would
pitch perfect.
I think it's
Quentin,
classic.
Quentin
Yeah.
Tarantino punched it
Well,
up
there's-
for that.
There's another
Yes,
movie
he
that
did.
beats that out as a classic, I think, and that's the one with Sean Connery that I'm not thinking
Red
of.
October.
Hunt for
I
Red
guess-
October. October's great,
Red
too.
October.
I like that one a lot too.
I watch that every
Red
time it's on,
Red
so I'm gonna
October's a lot
say
better.
yes. Okay, no, that's fine. So the first two Aliens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Yep.
Alien
Yep.
and Aliens. Sure.
Yeah.
It's funny because I think they're both classics. In
I
their own
prefer
rights.
Aliens, but yeah,
I
Yeah, see,
prefer
that's what I'm saying.
Alien.
I think both of the movies are classics
Okay.
in their own right.
Well, the
On their own.
first Alien was more of a claustrophobic.
Exactly.
yeah,
Horror.
no, it's
Like
just-
it was actual downright horror,
Yeah.
whereas Aliens
Yeah.
is more
more of an
action.
action. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's fine.
Where it kind of took where the thing was, where the original thing by Howard Hawks,
Yeah, I
where
agree.
you know, it's kind of like now, okay, they're a bunch of people in the spaceship. They find it, it comes on board, and now they got to try to kill it. And it's like every time Ridley Scott was coming around those corners, you didn't know what the hell you were going to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
scene
yeah.
where the scene where Tom Skerritt's crawling in the ducts, and all of a sudden, you know, the light, he flashes light, and the alien comes out with his hands out.
Oh yeah.
That's scary. That is actually from a shot from House on Haunted Hill,
Yeah.
where
Oh,
the
wow.
blind woman's
Oh
So-
yeah.
So-
yeah. We actually made
On
remember
roller
that part?
skates, sure.
We made
Yeah.
fun of that one.
That
So
Well,
was,
that
that was
and-
freaky scary.
They
That was-
also
that's the
they also took the whole Psycho thing. They took a page out of that book, and
The
Tom
music.
Skerritt. Well, they have Tom
dun,
Skerritt as
dun.
like top billing, and you think he's going to be the one that lives, and he's
Yeah.
going to be the hero, and no,
Oh,
So-
originally,
Well,
originally
that's-
Ripley's part was written for a man.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's kind of the first one that really lets the woman be the hero in the movie.
Oh, and she's
Yeah.
one of the, and she's the best. Honestly, dude, like in movie
Sigourney is a
history,
gem.
yeah, she's my favorite final girl.
Good
of all time.
dialogue, surprisingly too.
Yeah,
hmm
Yep.
she's a hard ass. I love her. She's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I
Perfect.
love Get Away From Her, You Bitch. It's so classic.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 100%.
yeah. Game over, man.
Game over.
Nice game for a
game
human.
over, man. It's a
Game
bug
over.
hunt, man. A bug hunt.
I love
Oh,
Bill
man.
Paxton. He's
Don't forget what Mel
he's an
Brooks
American
did in
gem.
Spaceballs with
Mm.
the tribute to Aliens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hello,
yeah.
my darling. Hello,
Not
baby.
again.
Hello, my ragtime girl.
Oh, so there you go. Not again. So is Spaceballs a classic?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We already reviewed
Yeah.
Spaceballs on our
It's a parody
podcast.
classic in my book.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think,
Yes,
I
yes.
think Star Wars needed that. Take the pomposity out of it just a little bit.
I
Yeah.
agree.
And Lucas kind of gave it a blessing too.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
as
There you
long as
go.
they didn't do any merchandising.
Yeah,
No.
Was it the
yeah,
It's got
first-
Rick Moranis in it. Come on.
correct.
Yeah.
Rick Moranis is a jewel, dude.
It's Dark Helmet Man or Dark
Exactly.
Helmet.
Dark
He's the
Helmet.
best part of that movie.
One of my favorite podcasts, which we've actually had on here before, Bad Movies Rule. Whenever they're doing complex
Oh, you've
plot
had Bad
summaries.
Movies Roll on here?
Yes.
Oh, I listen to them, dude. They're so awesome. I love them.
And don't you love how every time they're catching everyone up on the plot, they play the Dark Helmet line? Everybody got that?
Everybody got that?
Good.
My favorite
Yeah.
scene in Spaceballs is one of the best. You find anything? No. Did you find anything? No.
We ain't
Did you find
found
anything?
shit.
We ain't found shit.
Yeah. My favorite
Well,
line
they
is
Shoebox saying
"Smoke 'em
it.
if you
The
got 'em."
Afro comb, yeah.
I like that. Did you,
Or how
you
they're-
didn't see
or
me
they're
playing with
doing
my
the-
dolls again.
They're
Oh
doing the
my
videotape
god.
joke. They're doing the videotape joke, and they're looking at the videotape. And you're looking
Here.
at it now, sir.
Now. Yeah,
When will then be now? Soon.
Just now.
absolutely.
When was that? Just then.
Who's Princess
Which
Leia?
is happening
now?
when? Now.
Daphne Zuniga.
Yeah. What?
Oh,
yeah,
what else
Princess
was she
Vespa.
in?
She was in the Shore Thing.
Okay.
The Fly 2.
Okay.
Yeah, the Fly
Um,
2 was what I was
Oh,
thinking of.
The best gag
Gilbert-
though is the
Gilbert Grape. Was she in Gilbert Grape?
No.
No, that was Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, it was Juliette
Yeah.
Okay.
Lewis.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so speaking of grapes, do the grapes of wrath deserve to be
Oh,
on here?
Yes.
Never watched it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never watched it.
So
I think
Yeah.
it's the book.
it's a classic,
Or
but
the
much like the
story.
Godfather conversation, make sure you're watching it in a film studies class with other film connoisseurs.
I did.
It'll-
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That was one.
There we go.
Bump something.
Oh.
Springsteen did a whole album based on it too. So
Oh, yes, he did.
posted
Goes
those
to Tom Joad.
I saw that tour at least I think 3 times. So
All good.
don't get me
Where
going
there's a
there.
cop
Don't get me
beating on a
started.
guy, I'll be there.
I'll be
Where there's a kid
around.
hungry, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Wherever there's somebody making a sandwich and I tell them don't put mayo on it, I'll be there.
Okay, so I don't know how to pigeonhole off of that, so I'll just give it to you, James.
I don't remember the
that's-
mail line.
No, I just
That's amazing.
I
So-
just caught up.
So we got 2 Robin Williams movies on here, but you decide if they're are free. So you can
Yes
decide
and
if those
yes.
are classic.
okay.
yes,
All
all
the
of
above.
Yes.
Okay, so Aladdin,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
perfect,
Yeah.
animated classic. Okay,
And
Yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried's in that, right?
Yeah.
yes, he's the parrot.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
so
playing a bird. No.
fucking
I
bird.
play a parrot. That's what I do. I play a parrot. A loud parrot. They said make a
Um,
Jew a parrot. Get Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh my god, that is
Jesus.
spot on.
It is.
As usual, James will often break into Godfrey.
Yeah.
They
Dead
said
poets.
to me, get Groucho to play the parrot.
Okay,
Because they
so
want- okay.
you don't need the money.
Disney wanted me to play the parrot, but I said I couldn't because Chico needed the money.
I gotta say it again. I was listening to him do that on his podcast, driving by Reeds Lake, Michigan, where
God.
he made his professional debut in 1905. I almost had to pull over. I'm hearing old Groucho from Gilbert, and here Groucho started out over here. I'm right in the middle. It was amazing. The timing couldn't have been better.
Audio mastery.
Yeah,
Oh,
anyway, sorry.
Dead
End of
Poets
digress. I love
Society.
that story. It's true
Yeah.
story.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. Oh wait, yes, no, I have. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait,
I had to think
wait,
about it for a
wait.
second. I've only seen it once.
It's a very good movie.
I've only
Let me
seen
catch
it
up.
once, but yes.
I'm sorry.
All right,
What
maybe
movie?
be glad Tim the Enchanter's not
Dead
Dead
here.
Poet
Poets Society.
Society.
That post, sure. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a
Um,
classic for me. It may be a movie you watch once, but it'll stay with you and I can't believe that so many
Yeah.
critics
I mean,
trashed it back then.
You could say
Um,
the same thing about Requiem for a Dream. You could watch
That's
it
it.
once, but it sticks with you forever.
Forgot about
Because that
Well,
movie
okay, so-
definitely stuck with me.
Yeah, where he goes inside painting, sure.
Okay, so that's a good segue actually. Is Requiem for a Dream a classic?
No,
No.
Yeah.
no.
It's a forgettable movie.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh!
It was
It's a forgettable
was-
movie.
it was
It's
fun.
not
I don't
forgettable.
like it, but I'm not
looks-
going to say
it
it's
looks good.
forgettable.
Visually,
I watched
it's
that
good.
movie and it fucked me up for 2 days. So
I think it's very well acted, but I can't tell if it's trying to be a social commentary or an exploitation film with a big
Yeah.
budget.
That's a very good
So-
point. Yeah.
both.
So okay, so yes.
I liked him better in Bicentennial Man.
Oh, well, Robin's not in Requiem, so I'm not.
It'd be funny if he was. He'd be a much more.
I think you're
lighthearted
thinking of a
movie.
different movie.
Oh, look,
Uh,
we're taking drugs. Oh, look, over there. Oh, look, somebody's doing this. Oh, look, somebody's doing that. Oh, look, somebody's moving fast. Somebody's moving slow. I'm on Valium. I'm on downers. Oh, look.
Imagine if he was on Valium and Helium at the same time while saying that.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Oh,
It's me, help me. So okay, now he just turned into Mutant Elmo. Perfect. So Goodwill Hunting.
Oh God,
No.
Don't
Oh, yeah.
I
I haven't seen that one, so
I think it's good, but it's
nearly
not a
busted
classic.
No,
I nearly
I
busted
had to
out of
watch-
the theater in tears. That thing. I love that movie.
I think it's one of
I
those
wrote,
movies that
I wrote a
everybody
letter
thinks
to
is
the
amazing when they watch
editorial
it.
in the paper about it.
No,
How
it's
people-
fine. I didn't
People
like
are
it
complaining
growing up,
about the
but I came around to
language,
it.
but
Yep. What do I
it's a great movie.
It always
The
takes me
thing I
back to
love-
Jay and Silent Bob. Applesauce, bitch.
know?
Oh, that's right. They did a parody.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
And who directed that? Who directed
Van
that?
Sant.
It was Gus
Yeah.
Van Sant, who's also did the Suicide trilogy. Look it up. So speaking of suicide, It's a Wonderful Life.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
that's
had that on my
a
list.
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah, I'd say it's
Yeah.
classic.
It's a
say so.
classic, but I don't go out my way to rewatch it
No.
nowadays,
Same here.
just
Yeah,
because.
no.
Oh, you
I
don't
think I've
really
seen it
have to.
once,
It's just
yeah.
it's
The
just
problem
on.
with It's
Instead,
Wonderful
I
Life.
instead
I've
I
never
watched
seen it,
Gremlins,
but I know it.
which has it at the beginning, so I've seen two in one movie. Boom.
Yeah, there you go.
You gotta
See,
help
I'm
me,
with you on
Clarence.
that.
You gotta help me.
The
Yeah, I'm
problem
with
with
you on
It's
that.
a Wonderful Life is the word of mouth got so huge on it that people were going, it's not that good, you know.
So I own
But for a
Gremlins.
long time, it was a hidden classic that didn't do well.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
hated it back
People
then,
started
but
seeing it on Saturday afternoon.
yeah, it killed every
Block or
year on
something.
NBC.
So
Um,
I own Gremlins on Blu-ray, right? So does that mean that I own It's a Wonderful Life on Blu-ray also?
yeah, that's what I was. Yeah,
yeah,
counts,
essentially.
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So there's a
Yeah.
question: are the Gremlins movies classic?
I
No.
think
The first one is. in
first
my
one.
opinion,
First one
the
is,
first
Well,
second one. No, wait,
but yeah,
I'll go
but-
back.
second one's okay.
Second one's okay. I like the
Gremlins-
second one, but the first one.
Gremlins falls. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You're good. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Gremlins falls under cult classic.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's where I would
Okay,
put it.
yeah,
it's
all
a
right, yeah.
it's a Christmas classic.
Yeah.
Christmas classic.
And people don't even realize it's a
Which-
Christmas movie.
Absolutely. So that brings us to the other another movie you could put in any of those. It's either an action classic or just a classic movie or a Christmas classic, and I'll let you guys determine. Die Hard.
Christmas
First one.
classic.
Oh, yeah.
No,
It's
no.
recently considered like been brought into light.
Well,
that it's a
listen,
Christmas
James.
classic.
Like, is it a
Well,
classic in any of those boxes? Or...
it's an action classic,
okay.
but it just happens to take place on Christmas.
Yeah.
If I saw Santa Claus at the Nakatomi building take
When
out
was it
Hans
released?
Gruber, then
It, was in
you know,
June, but Joel Silver
Yeah.
and the writer intended it to be
Yeah.
played every Christmas.
and you know, I'd love to hear Santa goes, "Yippee ki yay, motherfucker!" You know,
Whoa.
you know.
I think
Okay,
three,
so-
I think three holds
I'm
up
gonna
really
go
well,
action
too.
classic, and 3 is awesome. 3's
Yeah.
my favorite.
With
Absolutely.
Samuel Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah, part three is an action classic. The first one I'm gonna put in classic in all three categories just because I do watch it every Christmas and I do love the sound design and villainy and all that. But and the dialogue.
Hello, Mr. McLean. How are you?
Holy fucking shit, lady! Does it sound like I'm ordering a pizza? Sir, I'm going to tax you with the FCC. Fine, come here and arrest me.
And 2 is in between in more ways than 1. It's good, but
2
it's
is
not
a
as good
bad
as,
movie.
It's not as good as 1 or 3.
I'm glad you said
Come on,
that,
the first
because we've
Can I say
reviewed
this?
1 and 2.
Yeah,
one.
absolutely. All you need is
one
one
is
Turner
great.
movies.
One is great because of one reason. That introduced the world to Reginald Vell Johnson, who
Yes,
became the
best
dad of
movie-
him. So
the
we
best
got to say
dad
this:
ever.
his interaction with Bruce Willis is
Yeah.
great in that movie because you
Yeah.
start to feel like, all right, I know how the cop feels.
That's
I know
a
how
real-
he's
Carl,
feeling,
dude,
you know.
Carl has been my on-screen dad. Like he's what I want
Yeah.
for an on-screen dad.
That is the
Like, he's my
best
favorite
cop
on-screen dad
ever. Yes,
He's
doing
awesome.
the right.
They played that up in commercials.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes,
Isn't
they
that a
did.
thing where he's the same character in about 10 movies?
Yeah,
The
Ghostbusters.
whole
Turner
storyline
and
you can make
Hooch.
with
Yeah.
his character. It's just,
Mhm.
and including the
he's
TV
that
show.
cop that's everywhere, man. He's just
He's
on-
everywhere. Yep.
Family Matters, same guy.
Oh, nice. So here's a movie that was meant for Bruce Willis, but is a different kind of Die Hard movie. Leon the Professional.
I like
No, I'm
No.
gonna say no. I
No,
like
it's
the
fine.
movie.
I think it's an assassin movie classic, but I don't
Yeah.
know if I would put it
I'm not
'cause
gonna
of
put it in
the-
classics.
because of the Lolita moments. I'm not sure it would age
yeah.
as
The
well.
Professional, I'm kind of uncomfortable watching because even though it's Natalie Portman,
It was
and she-
amazing
you know,
back in the day, and nowadays we're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck, Luke
Yeah,
Besson?
I agree exactly.
Yeah, I would say this. Gary Oldman was great in that movie, but
There you go.
yeah,
But when is Gary Oldman not great?
I always say Gary Oldman's so good he'd
Yeah,
be playing you
good
right now
question.
and you wouldn't know it.
yeah.
We wouldn't
Exactly.
know.
Gary
Oh,
Oldman's
man.
He's amazing.
Yep. Okay, so The Intouchables. The
Oh!
2011 French comedy, The Untouchables.
Oh, not the Sean
Oh
Connery.
no, I haven't seen
No.
that.
I don't know. I don't think
Okay,
I
so
don't
I'm
know
gonna
that
say
one.
yes. Like I'm not kidding. This is a dialogue-based movie where a caretaker just becomes close friends with his disabled uh pal that he's caring for. He's an aristocrat. He's like a very poor just minority, and they just become the best of pals. Some people unfortunately have come to know about it because it got remade with Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart. I'm like, fuck
Oh,
that.
Okay, I was gonna
Watch
say it
the-
sounds a lot like the Kevin Hart Bryan
watch
Cranston movie.
the original. I've never even seen it, and I never
haven't
will.
either.
But the 2011, when I saw it was an 8.5, I kid you not, we got the family to this. This was just a blind rental from Redbox, and we were like, this is fucking funny. Like, just it's kind of like either version of the Birdcage. It's just
See,
one of those movies.
They didn't play up the Bryan Cranston Kevin Hart one as like a comedy. They played it up more as a
Yeah,
you know, like
Straight
at least
up
from what I
drama.
saw from the trailers and
it's a
everything.
dramedy.
It
at
looked like a
least, but-
dramedy. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
wasn't
the-
really
but-
supposed to be funny.
Yeah, this one, I don't know what it is about the French, man. They so that takes me to Amelie.
I've never seen
I've
it.
never seen that either, man.
Okay,
Oh, is that the
so
one where she doesn't talk?
no, she talks. She narrates Audrey Tautou.
All right, so I keep thinking, what's the one where she didn't talk? Just
Nobody's talking.
So nobody's talking.
That's the one.
No one's talking. That's not. I think that's an Ozzy Osbourne thing. Oh, you're thinking on "He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not."
no.
Yes, that's the 2002 movie.
This is in the 90s. I remember they did a spoof on it on Saturday Night
This
Live.
is from 2001.
Talking about with oh crap.
It's not a Marlene Matlin movie, James.
No,
Jodie
Marley
Foster
Matlin.
movie. You're not thinking about
Yeah,
the
you're
Jodie
thinking of
No.
Nell. Okay, so I would
Okay.
rank both those as a classic, but I'll let you guys take it away.
Haven't seen it.
Okay.
Me either.
Foster.
I
Okay,
think we're
so
getting
let's
into like some obscure movies. And we're like, ah,
okay,
yeah.
so speaking of no talking, how about the silent movie Metropolis?
Classic.
Just from what I've
I
seen
haven't
of the
seen that one
still
either.
shots,
I
it
haven't
looks
seen
like
it.
it's great.
I think it's a silent movie classic,
Yeah.
but
It,
it's not for everyone. But I do feel like the reason people remember it is just because the visuals really are compelling and
It
stay
was-
with you like nightmare fuel. It's just,
I've always said this about Metropolis. Science fiction before then was cardboard cutouts, and
Yeah.
he basically blew up the. Fritz Lang took it and just said, "Fuck it, let's just make everything big." When people see it, they're going to be like, "Holy shit, does this really exist?" And the thing you look at the most is number one, Maria the robot was actually somebody in the robot. It was her. It was the lady who played her, and
Wow.
This
the way
sounds
they
very
have the mad
familiar.
scientist
Maybe I have seen this.
It's been referenced a lot
Yeah.
in other movies. Like often if you see a dystopia city, chances are they probably saw Metropolis. But
Yeah.
okay, so we're getting a little scattershot here, but so I'll finish up the Ridley Scott, who is definitely a Metropolis fan. The first Blade Runner.
Yes.
Classic.
Classic, yeah.
I
Okay,
would-
perfect.
I
Yeah.
would call it a classic. I don't
I
think
think it's
a-
we weren't really huge fans of the movie. Like I was the first time I watched it, but then going back and revisiting it,
I know
I
that's fine.
was-
I think it
Yeah.
depends on which version
But
of it you watch.
I would call it. A
Yeah,
classic,
what-
though.
What would you call the classic version? The original release?
I would
or
go
the
with
stuff
the
that came out
final cut.
later?
I'm kind of
Final
pulling the
cut.
I
apocalypse
agree. I would
now.
say
Yeah.
Final
It
Cut's
depends.
the
How do you
classic.
feel about
Remove the
2049?
narration. Yeah.
Remove the narration and yeah.
So,
I know of at least one person that was mad. He thought Harrison Ford whipped out at the end, but that was part of the character and in it.
Yeah.
He wasn't Indiana Jones. He wasn't. Han. He was
No.
just
Right.
another. Yeah.
it made me fall in love with wanting
He was
to be
still a
detective.
badass. He was still
Yeah.
a badass.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
badass who got his ass kicked a lot.
It was kind of.
Yeah.
I like the way and
Tears
I
in
kind of
Rain.
like.
Yeah. Great last.
I can't believe that was all improvised. Can you believe
Yeah. Oh,
that?
it was. Wow. I
We're
didn't-
just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so the movie would have just ended with him killing him. Oh, it would have been a robbery.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Do you think Deckard was a replicant?
I've heard that theory. Yeah.
If you
Uh,
want to, I because it wasn't intended, I do not. However, if you look real closely in the final shot, you can see one of his eyes turning red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
wow.
I'm gonna say no, he wasn't.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
it
got
was
I got
either.
to side
only
with
one-
the star in the script
The
on
only
this.
one
It's not,
that, yeah, the
like-
only one that said that he was a replicant was Ridley Scott.
because that's just it.
Okay.
He took it too serious. Like
Yeah.
he's having to be. I'm like, okay, a burnt out alcoholic detective who's got a robotic lifestyle isn't necessarily becoming a robot. But
Right, exactly.
um,
I love
So-
the scene when he's going through the picture and doing the different angles. That's really well shot and made. I love that. part.
Enhance.
That's
with
a-
those-
oh, the visuals,
Enhanced,
the,
yeah,
like the
and he
the
finds the
shots
clue.
and
That's-
That-
that's a
that's
really
every
good-
future Apple
cinematography. The cinematography
It's
in
a
that movie is
beautifully
amazing.
artistic movie.
Amazing.
It-
Beautiful.
Without it, Apple and Microsoft don't exist. Like
Right. Yeah.
No
every
shit.
commercial, that's
Yeah.
them. So Gladiator.
Classic.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, no,
Yes.
see, I love it too, but every once in a while I will see people talk mad shit about this thing.
Really?
Oh,
Why?
oh,
It's
they
so
they
good.
they find it like too basic or something. I'm like, see,
Nah,
I
they're
just
wrong.
love the whole. I love the whole.
I
trust
think
me,
for them it might be more of a slow buildup. Too much of a slow buildup for him, maybe.
I mean, the fact that he's a leading general and he loses it all, he loses his family, and he's got to learn how to turn all the slaves against the emperor and his troops. It's just compelling.
To me,
I know what
I can't
sorry.
help every time think of Airplane though.
Oh my god!
Gladiator movies
I mean, I
come.
saw it, but it always reminds me of Peter Graves in an Airplane.
you like gladiator movies?
You like I can never
You
know
like gladiator movies? Oh my god!
The thing,
Yeah, so
the thing I
Yeah,
gotta say about that,
it's a
Go
thumbs up.
go ahead, James.
the thing I gotta say about that, it's like this. It was like watching Conan the Barbarian. When you think of the plot, the guy loses everything. He comes back. He's got to kill the emperor. Where Conan has to kill Thulsa who's a leader of a cult, but the emperor was the head of a cult too. So
Yeah,
and the way they did a lot of callbacks to like certain things, like having Derek Jacobi in it, who's in I Claudius, and Richard Harris, who playing. There's a lot of things I loved in that movie that it brought the Sword and Sandal movie back. That's the great thing.
absolutely.
And it infused more emotional context to it.
Bingo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was
I agree.
that was where Ridley Scott kind of became Michael Mann 2.0, kind of just having the environment speak for everything.
I think
So-
that it's a movie that people, if you want to trash on it, it's like you said, people have their own opinions, but just like opinions, everybody's got one. Just
I
like
see a lot of
assholes, and
people
sometimes
who-
they're full of shit. So
Also, speaking of sword and sandals, so we got Ben Hur on here.
yeah. Which one? 25.
original.
or-
The
we don't
original.
even talk about them.
Carlton
There's
Heston,
no
man.
other version, James.
No, there is. There is. No, there is.
I know, but in our
back in
minds, there isn't.
Yeah, wait, isn't it way back in the silent era too?
Oh, that's
Is that
actually
the
was, it was a
25
remake,
Francis
wasn't
X.
it?
Yeah.
Bushman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was Ten Commandments.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep,
God,
no,
Yeah, you're
stop.
right.
I don't think I've seen that one, but is that with John Wayne? No, I
What?
guess not.
No.
No,
This has a similar Charlton Heston.
Charlton.
Yeah.
Heston,
Oh,
You're
So,
thinking of
you're
John Wayne
thinking
and
of the greatest story ever told.
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. But the thing about Ben Hur,
Got a cameo.
Yeah, 1959.
has a great lead in Charlton Heston, Stephen Boyd playing Masala.
Yes.
You've got the guy. What's his name from the man from Hong Kong, the guy who played the the fact-
James Bond. Oh,
no. Who is it?
Okay. Well, either way, that guy. So
That guy. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Um,
I don't have the class list in front of me. I think it's a classic. I see people sometimes shit on it just because all the epic stuff happens in the last 20 minutes. But see, I like how it's not very preachy. It's just all the various
Yeah.
stars have chemistry, and it's not trying to recreate all the biblicalness to it, and just
No.
kind of. But it gets an A+ from me just for the art direction alone. I mean, they had to create that soundstage.
I'd
you know,
consider it a
Frank
classic.
I
Thring.
would agree.
Frank Thring. That's his name.
Frank
Thring.
Fring. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gil and Mike and I discussed this recently. I'll let you guys determine this. Lawrence of Arabia.
Yes.
I've never
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Okay,
Never
so
seen it.
my sister hates this movie. It's a classic in my mind. I just the frame of it, all the sound, the hero not knowing what he wants until halfway through, and again, I see a lot of people, they hate all the endless traveling in the desert. I'm like, that's the movie. That's where he becomes a
Takes
man.
place in Arabia.
What else would you want in this
Yeah.
day and age? And we've already, for more on that, listen to our episode this coming soon. It's just so there's countless Tarantino, Coen brothers, Scorsese, and Christopher Nolan movies on here. I'll let you guys kind of sum up what you would actually put on there, if any.
Pulp
Pulp
Fiction.
Fiction. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I would put that as a
All of
classic.
Quentin Tarantino.
No, not all.
Oh no,
I-
Destiny
yeah.
turns on.
You
You
guys
guys
just
feel
pick
free
one.
to disagree, but okay, so I have to pick one. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
just pick one. There's not enough room in this town for all of us.
Yeah, so I know you guys are gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna choose two here, but Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
let's
put
put
that
that
in there.
obsessed with those movies.
No, that's fine.
I
Yeah,
put those
they're
in
right
there.
here behind me.
I would put that as an action classic. Yeah. Okay.
They're
I've said this-
absolutely.
I've said
Any
this
of you
before.
got
My
anything else to say? Yeah.
Now's the fucking time.
There you go. I was gonna let
Yeah.
you.
my cousin actually has a small part at the very beginning of part 2.
Really?
Yeah,
Is
she's
he one of the
just a lady
churchgoers who
sitting at
gets
a bar.
slaughtered?
She's,
Okay.
She's just a lady sitting at a bar in the scene right next, and Sid Haig is on the other side of her.
Holy
Behind
shit.
the bar.
Really?
That's
Really?
cool. All right.
That's awesome.
Jigs.
Good for yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah.
More like
Sid
My-
fucking Haig.
And then
yeah.
Michael Madsen's also, he's on the other side of the bar, and she's
Yep.
just sitting there with her legs
I
up.
promise you,
on the
I'm
bar
going to
stool.
try and get him on the show. Love
If you
that
get him
man.
on the show, you invite us back, all right?
I promise you that too. Real hell and
Once
back.
Upon a
I
Time in
put-
Hollywood isn't bad either.
What?
I,
Once
I
Upon a
agree.
Time in
I
Hollywood.
agree. That's just why
Huh?
it's hard for me to choose because I love all of Quentin
No,
Tarantino's
no, it's fine.
movies.
Okay.
But Kill Bill is my favorite. I love
Well,
it.
that's how. I mean, I didn't understand the title till I saw the end of the movie, and then
Yeah.
it really is a fairy tale.
Yeah.
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 I just love how he teases you the whole time. You're just like, and that's how he died.
Yeah.
I
remember I saw
expecting
my
a bunch
brother-
of knife fights, and you're like,
I saw my brother Cliff and we're watching and the scene with Sharon Tate watching herself in the movie. Cliff goes, she's not gonna die, is she?
It's
I
an
love it because
alternate.
he takes history and he turns it on
In
its head.
his-
He
in
did the
our
same thing with
mind,
Inglorious
he
Bastards.
Yeah.
he technically keeps her safe if he's there on the night that Manson's coming.
And the thing is, it's so
yeah.
brutal, but it's so hilarious what happens to the killers. It's like
Oh, God, yeah.
we
Yeah.
were laughing.
Yep.
We were laughing. I mean, it was so over the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
And
God.
it's the funny part. The girl with who got sprayed down with the flamethrower just go underwater.
Just
You'd been
go
fine.
underwater.
You'd have been
Yeah.
fine.
Oh
Like,
my
you're in
God.
the pool. Like
You
Well,
might
that's
as
a-
well, baby.
That's
So
the whole
and-
thing of that in a lot of Hollywood movies. There's an easy escape,
Yeah.
right.
But
I
you
will
gotta
say
shoot, you
this.
gotta shoot, yeah.
I will say this. I like the fact that Sharon Tate's family did like it. You
That's
know,
good.
really.
that they were,
We
that
don't talk
Margot
about Bruce
Robbie did a
Lee's
good
family.
job also.
So there's a lot of Spielberg on here. So, but I get that some people will like it, but it's a one-time only thing. I'm gonna go with which of the Indiana Jones trilogy would you put on here, or do you just think those are action classics but not movie classics?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Raiders,
I'm probably
Raiders,
gonna go with
and
Raiders.
I
yeah.
would agree.
Raiders,
Okay,
Raiders, and
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom's a horror classic though, but
yeah.
Oh God, that
we
he
are
bent the envelope
going
plus.
to
Bent the
die.
envelope plus with that sacrifice scene. That was
Yeah.
something. I got a
Uh,
true
Morty
story.
Ram.
I felt like he was
Morty
listening to a
Ram.
lot of songs. I held your heart in my arms. Is that how it goes? So Christopher Nolan, he's got a lot of divisive ones on here. I'm gonna just ask. Inception.
I wasn't
Yes.
that impressed with
I
Inception.
wasn't either.
Yeah,
I didn't
It
care.
was
I
It was
think it's
too
a sci-fi, Jim, but it's
mind-fucking.
not a classic.
I agree.
Now-
It's not a classic.
Now the Dark Knight movies.
yeah.
Yes. Put those in
first
there.
one-
Not
No,
the-
actually, the second
One
one
and
would
two.
be better.
I'm gonna put
Yeah.
Batman's Begins on there. Night, I think, is decent. It's a very awesome performance with a lot of plot holes. Rises that you can keep that in the can. Sorry.
Yeah.
The first two are good.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's. I mean, he was a great
Oh
Joker.
man.
But I,
Kevin,
just, I,
it was
I don't-
one of
I don't-
those-
I don't like Christian Bale as Batman. I just
I'm
don't.
gonna
Yeah.
say no for all
What
of
do you
them
mean?
because of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It was
Well,
one
I
of
had
those.
the I had the first Batman with Keaton on my list. I think that
Yeah,
holds
Yeah.
up.
fair enough.
And Nicholson, yeah.
You guys are gonna
That's a
hate me
ne-
for this, but I'm a Ben Affleck guy.
No, I like.
No,
You know, Ben Affleck.
I think he
Ben
did a
Affleck
great
was
job.
good.
Yeah.
I think
I'll
they
say
did him.
the extended release of Justice League. I would say is a good movie, not a classic,
Yeah.
but a good.
See,
one.
that's the sad
And-
part is I don't even care about Zack Snyder's movies.
No,
I
it's
didn't care
fine.
for him that much, but
Well,
him as
Scene-
Batman was great, and
I was gonna say-
everybody he
was
got
good.
cast in there for the roles are amazing. I just didn't like.
Yeah,
The
I didn't like the
scene,
movies.
James.
Let's
go
not
ahead.
let's not
The
talk about
scene-
Daredevil though.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let James talk.
the scene that got me the most liking Affleck as Batman was when he broke into the warehouse
Yes,
and he just
brutalized
thoroughly
them.
beat the shit
Yeah.
out of everybody.
Yeah,
And I have
Yeah.
And the name of the
um,
docs is Nicholson docs.
that's funny.
Yeah.
That was
But
a
the thing
fun
I-
Easter.
The
Good
thing that
callback.
reminded me of is the Dark Knight, the comic book, the Dark Knight Returns.
Oh
Where
yeah,
he
Frank
goes in
Miller.
and just beats the shit out of people.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about it. It was
The-
Batman
Yeah.
raw.
Yeah, exactly. It was him at his like tipping point, pretty much. So
Well,
Absolutely.
it was him, playing Batman middle aged, and it worked for me, but
I
they did
can
not do him
kick
very good
your
service
ass.
with those
Yeah.
movies. Yeah,
it was
Absolutely.
it was after his loss of what's Todd which Robin was it something Todd
Jason
Oh,
Todd.
the guy, the
Oh.
one who,
Yeah,
the one
Jason
who's
Todd.
Yeah, where the fans
Jason
voted to
Todd.
kill
Yeah,
him
and he
that,
lost
yeah.
his shit. So that's where
Yeah.
that's what Zack Snyder was pulling from. And I get the brutalization of the he didn't have a problem with killing people.
absolutely
So,
it's a hell of a vigilante movie. Okay, so I'm gonna just wrap up with like a few others here. Casablanca.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Classic.
classic.
I would say so. Yeah.
I think it's a hell of a gem. I could understand if someone's just like, hey, it's just people talking, but the only people I think might not like it are just ones who kind of like when Dark Knight came out, like the hype killed it for you, but you slowly
Yeah.
warmed up to it.
yeah.
Because I think the problem with film history books, people will instantly just say, oh, it's amazing, but not explain any of the subtext or why it's stellar. They're just like, you gotta like it or else. I'm like, well, then you just alienated your crowd.
In 1937.
If you
The
put a
Ger-
gun
you
up to
want
their
blue, the
head, they're
Germans
still
want
not going to
gray.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Maybe they will, but it's not legit.
My
So-
favorite, real quick, my favorite thing about Casablanca is you watch it and you go, "Oh, I can't believe they said that." That's such a cliche. And also, also you realize this is where it started. Every movie,
So
it's
it wasn't really
homage.
the cliche
Every movie
then.
references
Cliche
it,
then.
you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
created it, or
yep.
other people did it worse. I
And
mean,
then you can
it goes
roll
back
with
to
it. It's like,
Alien.
oh,
and Die
what's
Hard.
next? You know.
Yeah, they didn't create bad movies. They just did it well, and everyone else
Yeah.
bastardized it. The Apartment.
Classic.
I
You
like
gotta
it.
see that. You gotta see
Um,
it.
Is that
I'm
I
not
think you guys
sure
will
if I'd
love
call
it,
a classic.
especially if you like. You guys have mentioned a lot of one location movies. I think you'll legit love that one.
Is it the
It's
one
classic.
with?
It's Jack Lemmon. It's
Fred McMurray, Shirley MacLaine.
Didn't they remake
Yeah.
that
Um,
with Ben Stiller?
No. They, but it did become. Or actually, I'm thinking of The Odd Couple. The Odd Couple, they've done versions of. Yeah, you might be thinking of Duplex. I'm sure it's a reference.
Oh,
to
yeah,
that.
that's right. Duplex. That's what it
Okay.
was. Sorry.
Heat.
a
No.
classic.
No.
No.
I'd say it's a classic.
I like
Okay,
it.
so I was like, it's okay growing up, but I think it's a heist movie classic, if that makes sense. It's not.
Yeah.
You got to see it because there's
Right,
going
I
to be
got
plenty
you.
of
But
times
if you
where you're
like
like,
heist
wanna-
movies, you got to see this.
Yeah, I would agree with
well,
that.
just because there's no clean getaway and just realize, I think other people kind of like Dark Knight. Everyone was distracted by the two leads trying to chew the scenery, but it is fun kind of seeing how they're two sides of the same coin.
Right.
They're both former Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta wear
heard-
my lifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta
be
wear a
like
bicycle
Colin De Niro.
mask.
I
I'm
have
gonna
heard
shoot
that
shit.
De Niro and Pacino are actually not sitting together. It's intercut. Is
Yeah.
that true or not? I forget
I've
what-
heard I've heard that.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Is that a urban legend or is that true?
I thought they did shoot some scenes together, but I wouldn't be surprised if some stuff they had to reshoot because there was a
Yeah.
lot of improv though, so that's why.
When they go out for dinner or let's talk over coffee, that they're actually not in this scene. They shot them separately. but I don't
a
know.
little
Then-
bit of it.
They had to
Um,
put me in a high chair.
and I got a great ass. So and that's where that line comes from, by the way. So one Scorsese movie on here. There's a lot of them here that will divide us all, but Taxi Driver.
Classic.
Classic.
Yeah,
It's a classic.
classic.
Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a classic.
It's a
I,
twisted classic, but it's a classic.
Don't watch it at 2 a.m. It'll give you nightmares.
would-
But
I
I
would
went to
go.
the same high school as Paul Schrader. 9 years later, I got to meet him once, and I
no way.
yeah,
The same high school, really?
How?
not at the same time.
Oh,
But
no,
I-
yeah.
Speaking as
But
usual,
the
Jewish
teachers
accent.
talked about
Oh,
him.
you son of a bitch! How you doing?
But I did talk to him about that. I'm being a Springsteen fan. I said, "Is it true that De Niro got the 'Are you talking to me' riff from Bruce Springsteen?" He goes, "No, Bruce stole it from him."
Oh.
Whoa!
And he also
Oh.
told me that it was. He said he just the direction and the writing was just talk to the mirror, and De Niro improvised it. But he also said Schrader said that there was a waiter at a restaurant that they'd go to that would do that. Are you talking to me? He's joking around.
Holy shit!
So yeah. So that's the
Wow.
inside scoop.
I'll say.
That's
You
from,
heard it
that's,
here.
from, that's from Schrader himself. I'm not making that up.
That's pretty awesome.
That is
I'll
amazing.
say this about Taxi Driver. When you look at the movies that him and De Niro did, it goes, Mean Streets, Taxi Driver,
Yeah.
New York, I'm out on. It goes to King of Comedy, which I thought was a phenomenal movie. Then they went again with Goodfellas and Casino. I think that to me is probably like one of the best movies a director and a star can do together.
Yeah.
Taxi Driver, because
Especially considering how they keep they're killing themselves. Scorsese's having to have De Niro help him get rid of his drug habit, and De Niro's losing so
Yeah.
much weight. Okay, so
I forgot
we-
Raging Bull too.
yeah.
It's like a Run a Great
there's
Beetle
so
album.
there's
It's
so
like a
many to
bang, bang,
choose
bang.
from.
Yeah, one after the other.
Yeah. So I'm trying to cut it down because otherwise we'll be here all night. But
know. Too much fun.
If only time was on our side. So Sunset Boulevard.
Classic.
I've
I haven't seen that one.
Never
Oh,
seen it.
I've
okay,
never seen that one
so-
either.
It's a noir classic, for long story short, and
It is on my
you-
list.
you may find it predictable because so many people have fucking ripped it off, from the narration to having to be in a mansion to having to be sleazy side of Hollywood, just everything. And
Have Carol Burnett do one of her famous.
yeah,
roles.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Miss Desmond.
yeah,
Max. I want you to get the car, Max.
there's a dead monkey. Braveheart.
Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
Yes.
I would say it's classic.
Mm.
So
Braveheart.
growing up, it was
Well,
a classic. Nowadays, oof.
I think
Is it
so.
more
Accurate.
because of Mel Gibson and what
Don't
he's-
get me wrong. I think Mel Gibson was a terrible Scotsman.
The take off freedom.
But the fucking movie's amazing. I can't help it. And
No,
the
it's fine.
ending
It was
is-
I've kind of figured it out. It was kind of an experience movie.
yeah.
And then when everyone went back, they're like, nothing else is really fascinating about it other than just how the battles were staged.
So I think one of the things that makes it a classic for me is whenever I was in high school, we had this big house party, and my buddy was so drunk. I think Karen, you might remember this. But
Perish this
her
girl.
husband at the time had to talk our buddy. He was in the bathtub. We're pretty sure he might have had alcohol poisoning, and he was just screaming freedom at the top of his lungs.
Oh God, yes.
So it was one of those things where like he made that movie
Memorable.
memorable to me forever.
Oh, there
so.
you go.
I thought you were gonna say he was doing. Your guys were gonna get him in the bathtub, and you got him, and you're walking him out. You said, "You guys ever hear of Edward and Longshanks?" And you're just like, "Well, go stand by the window, and I'll tell you what happens."
Oh my god, that's great.
Whew.
Okay, so well, we're about to wrap it up, but so Rashomon, out of all the Akira Kurosawa movies we could list on here, this is known for having the free versions, and only one of them is the truth mystery angle.
Good movie,
Never seen it.
classic movie. Yeah,
Okay, so
Yeah,
I think it's a mystery classic. Now, growing up, I was like, it's good, it's not as great, but it grows on you just because nowadays it's been much like the other movies we just mentioned, especially Sunset. Hollywood has kind of bastardized it by making the violence and implied rape graphic, or just try to play around and then come up with a plot twist that contradicts everything. So it's another movie, kind of like Alien and all these other ones, where it does it so well that unfortunately a lot of people remember all the knockoffs.
Right.
But it's a classic. It's a
Like
mystery classic.
Clue. All right. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay.
I say what happened. Everyone just went silent all of a sudden.
Huh?
Oh, I was wondering if you were asking about other movies or
Oh.
No, I said different points of view. Yeah, like Clue. You know.
oh, like Clue. Okay, I thought you were
Yeah.
saying who?
Yeah.
You're doing Pacino.
No, I understood what you meant. Like Clue. Like, yeah.
I like Clue.
Yeah.
It is kind of like Clue.
My way off, or did Citizen Kane use the Rashomon device when they were trying to figure out Kane's life?
oh, that was before.
That was before, but it was,
Okay, so I'm way off.
Okay, so
So Rashomon ripped off Citizen. No, I'm not saying that, but you
so
know,
there you go.
I'm thinking
So
of something else.
that's a perfect one of the final ones to choose. So
Yeah.
Citizen Kane. It's a good movie.
Yes.
classic.
I don't think it's a
Did we
classic,
mention
but it's a
that
good
before we
movie.
got in here?
It
That, like,
broke-
Citizens Kane's going to be on this on
Yeah.
this list. Yeah.
I find
It
it more fun to talk about than to actually watch nowadays.
You can watch it with the sound off. It's amazing. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's fine. I think
It
it's a good
broke-
movie.
It broke the
To me, it's
rules of
forgettable.
what.
Oh,
Oh!
I want to go that far. Jeez. That's fine. It's fine.
I've watched it
I think
3
we offended
times and it
everybody.
doesn't stick with me.
It's okay.
But the thing I love about.
But
the
I
thing
will say it
It's one of
is
the-
a classic from the definition of a classic, because
Yeah.
so many people
People
do
consider
find it
yeah,
as a
people
classic.
consider it a perfect
To me, it's
movie. I
forgettable.
don't see it as a perfect movie, man.
No, it's not
I-
perfect.
I've got to say this. You have Orson Welles coming out of the Mercury Theater. You know, he'd done War of the Worlds, 1937.
Yeah.
You know, he's brought to Hollywood. He decides to make a movie. And it's basically a veiled autobiography of William Randolph Hearst.
Yep.
Who had a lot of pull in that time. He hires Greg Toland to be the cinematographer. So where movies were basically just like one camera on the scene, cameras are going up, down, you know, there's Dutch angles, all that stuff. He has the script written, him and Wolf Mankiewicz are writing it, you know, and the way it's done is there's different points of view. You know, the way everything is done in that movie was so well thought out. And I've always said about the ending was just like, it's about a what? You know,
Yeah, bicycle. Yeah.
A sled.
And
No,
it brought
it's not a
awareness.
sled.
It's about
It
a
brought
sled.
awareness
Sled.
to,
Yeah.
and it also brought us awareness of Governor Hearst, who you've seen depicted in shows like Deadwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got
Not
to
a
think
nice
William
guy.
Randolph Hearst.
Yeah.
William Randolph, the story goes, William Randolph Hearst, the reason why it was called Rosebud, that's what William Randolph Hearst called Marion Davies' hoo-ha, supposedly from what
Yeah, I have
Wells
heard that. Yeah.
But if you ever watch Saturday Night Live, they did a sequel called Citizen Kane 2.
No.
So the joke is they're doing everything. Dan Aykroyd is playing a very good version of, you know, he's doing his best Orson Welles. And,
Oh, that where he breaks character. Yeah.
you know, and you know, Chevy Chase is playing Jed Leland, you know, and you know John Belushi is playing, you know, the little mousy guy. But there's a part where there's a guy named Henri who says, "Who on?" And like get worse because he said, "What did he say?" He says, "Rosebud, Henri with mustard." And he goes, "Oh, Henri, good to see you." He's like, "Who ordered?" And then you get worse. Who ordered the roast beef on rye with mustard? And he's like, "Oh, that's what he said." And then they start to laugh. They're like, "Yeah, rosebud,
Freaking
Henri.
Rosebud.
roast beef on rye with mustard." Oh shit!
Oh my
Oh
god.
god!
Great stuff.
But that
That's classic. That's classic SNL though, man.
Oh
You know,
God, yeah.
SNL ain't been
Yeah.
the same since. So.
I've
Yeah.
got the first 5 seasons on DVD. I'm going to watch them next winter again.
There you
I kind
go.
of lost track
I
after the
remember
first 20
Kane,
years.
Citizen Kane
You were wise.
for 1944 was it?
One.
41.
41.
Kane is a son of a bitch, and that was rare for a movie to.
Yeah,
The character was just an absolute asshole. You know,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
that's
very groundbreaking at the time.
Yeah.
it didn't. It makes him go from this simple country boy who's basically shooed away from his parents because
Yep,
they
you
have a
feel
shitload
sorry
of
for him,
money.
and then you don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
never
then
felt sorry for him.
he becomes,
He's a little shit.
I always said the one thing like, I actually went to San Simeon where William Randolph Hearst lived.
What?
Up in yeah,
You gotta tell me
I
about
went
this
to-
more often.
I went to San Simeon, and my mother goes to me. She says, Jay, when you watch Citizen Kane, look at this, look at Xanadu, palatial home of Charles Foster Kane, price no one can say. And you watch. That's what it was like. You were walking into fucking Charles Kane's house, and all I could think about was William Randolph Hearst dying in some off part of that of
Wow.
that house. Going terrorist. But the thing I always said about Citizen Kane is I watched it like 5 times in college.
Yeah.
I was with my friend Randy the first time we watched it. He didn't get it. I got it. It was basically, and like you said, he's a son of a bitch. He goes from this nice guy, marries this girl who's the niece of the president, and then he falls in love with this, this barroom floozy, and he's running for governor, and he's as I George Boss Jim Geddes will say something, and then at the, they're like, well, Mr. Kane, looks like you're gonna have your problems. It shows pictures of him, and like, it's just like it's like the guy, and then she has a singing debut which falls apart. People laugh at her and shit like that. He's like, I paid for singing on you. He just goes ape shit.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
he
goes
does.
nuts. And at
That's
the
Orson
end, you
Welles in
realize
a handbag.
here on their protest is beef burgers. We know a place in the American Southwest where Charlie Briggs raises the cattle. You only say raise the cattle. That's what I always said about Orson Welles. He went from being, Amberson's, Touch of Evil, Citizen Kane, to doing like Parmesan wine, frozen food commercials, because he wanted to make a movie. He's like, the French good champagne when they have one. You have to watch the Orson Welles commercial outtakes one day
That
to
is a
get
good
what I'm
one.
talking about. Yeah.
And he
Well,
was the
look it
voice
up.
of the Shadow on radio. I mean, the guy.
Yes, he was.
Orson Welles is one of the most fascinating people in pop culture history.
And we all need to find all those lost movies.
Anyway,
So the first 2 Terminators.
Classic.
Both of them, classic. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Yes.
say yes.
Absolute classics.
For separate
'cause-
reasons, but yes, they're both
Absolutely. The
classic.
first is a 80s robot slasher. The other is
Yeah.
a fight to the death. But
It's funny because my daughter is 16 years old and she actually liked the first one more than the second one.
no, it's fine.
She loved it.
I'll
She
be
was like,
back.
yeah.
One's and just revolutionary. How to make a proper low budget movie and how to make a proper big budget movie.
Yep.
No
some
difference in
people
quality.
miss making him a good guy. It seems like doomed for disaster, but they pulled it off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
buy it.
100%, yeah.
Well, because the fact
The-
that he's the robot and program.
The
but
damsel is smart. The warrior is weak. It's just
it
there's
was
all
definitely
kinds
the
of
movie that solidified him as an action hero legend.
every
You know
other
what I mean?
supernatural action horror
Was
movie
that-
would rip it off, where you got the cops who don't believe, and then a SWAT
Yeah.
team gets slaughtered by the
Yeah.
supernatural entity.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
about him being a legend. I mean, I can't remember which one came first. Was it Terminator or was it Conan?
Conan came first.
Yeah, definitely.
Conan was
But-
1982. Terminator was 83, 84.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
84
Hercules-
and
But I'm saying like
Hercules in New
Terminator 2.
York.
70.
yeah,
Terminator 2
I remember
definitely
the-
put him in that he created entire
he can do
new-
nothing wrong.
Yeah.
new like genre on his own. Just
He can make the
The
worst movie of all
one-liners,
time, and
yeah.
we'll still love him.
exactly.
You mean Raw Deal?
Ouch!
Damn.
Damn.
I like Raw Deal.
I
Bacon
love
Dog
that
Mix.
movie. How dare you? It's an Arnold
How dare
classic.
you.
So Richard Linklater's Sunset trilogy,
Oh yeah, I saw the.
or
first
after and then after midnight. Yeah, so I'm gonna say yes. Like everyone should totally check him out. Just
Go
such
back one.
They're very real.
such enriching dialogue. And
Yeah.
they actually had chemistry, and it wasn't a. This is a perfect example of how to make such a sexual movie without having any actual on-screen
Yeah.
sex. Like this
But
is a perfect romance movie. Like guys will love it, girls will love it.
Yeah.
There's no gender wars. It's a
No.
rarity. Nowadays, if
No,
you did this, you'd have trolls online and bad marketing and misrepresentation of someone would get hurt in the process. And this is like a rarity. This is made for the art house crowd, but it's a mainstream art house movie.
But I'll go back one further.
Okay.
The one Dazed and Confused. That's a classic movie. That's a classic movie to me.
I think it's
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
It's a
wasn't that-
McConaughey
It was in
classic.
that era. I was in high
Yeah.
school in the 70s. Yeah.
I
can relate to them.
completely understand why people love it. I'm in the middle on that one. It's
McConaughey's
watchable.
creepy.
He is. Yeah.
Character is
Oh,
creepy.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
creepy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what he likes about young girl, high school girls. He
I
keeps
get
getting older,
older,
and
Yeah.
They stay the same age.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my
See,
God.
now that shit don't fly nowadays.
No,
Yeah.
No,
It never did.
It
then.
shouldn't have
No, yeah,
been.
Depends on how much money you have.
Yeah,
That is also true, unfortunately. Bastards of America.
And the
Everyone.
whole thing with Ben Affleck spanking, that was just odd.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was a good movie. It was a good movie. It was a good coming of age.
It's
movie.
decent, but
But
It's all
I
right.
wouldn't call it a classic.
it might be a pothead classic, but I can't.
I think it's overrated.
I don't even think it would be considered a
Yeah.
pot hit. Well, yeah, maybe.
They're
It
pretty
probably is,
stoned.
Yeah,
I think Fast Times at Ridgemont High though is a better
I
coming of
agree.
age
I
movie.
agree.
Yeah, that
I
I
agree.
agree
with
with
that.
Fair
that.
enough.
I agree.
So Stand By Me.
Oh, I
Classic.
like that one.
Classic.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Hey,
I-
kid.
Same,
Give us
different
the
seasons
body.
again.
Yeah.
same Stephen King book as Shawshank. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
great,
short story.
great
That's right.
performance
The
by
body.
Will Wheaton, Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah, they
and
all great.
Kiefer.
Yeah, they all did
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I'd say it's a classic. Yeah,
All right. So The Exorcist.
Yes.
Never saw it
Classic.
before.
Classic.
I'm not a fan, but yeah, it's a classic.
Okay, so good movie, not a classic, but iconic. Very well acted.
Okay, I like your idea more.
It's
It's
not
iconic.
scary.
It's not scary at all.
Do not give me that shit.
Yeah, it's not scary. But
it's scary
on
if
our
you believe in
podcast, though,
demons.
Yeah,
and
on our
ghosts. I get
podcast,
it.
we don't like exorcism movies and stuff. You'll hear me say it all day. I just don't like them. Whereas Karen and Eric, they're fans of them, and I'm always
Eric
like,
more so than me.
Definitely
I
Eric
think
more
that
so.
I mean, I
It's a
think
good
they have their
movie.
place in horror, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
if
And-
they're
and don't
done
get me
right,
wrong.
if they're done right, they're good. But they're so oversaturated nowadays,
Yeah,
and
very much.
they're
Hell,
very rarely
Russell Crowe's
done
doing
right.
another one. He's got another one.
I
coming
think
out.
I
He
think
just
it's
did one.
that is true. He's getting
Yeah.
typecast now. But I think the big issue is much like Hellraiser and The Omen, they get continually ripped off. So next thing you know,
Yeah.
you're just like, what made it good in the first place since they're doing the
Yeah.
same tropes.
Well, I'm
Okay.
gonna say this.
Go
There's
ahead.
a movie called Repossessed that came out.
Yeah, I
in
was
the
going to
90s.
say,
Yeah,
yeah.
yep.
Now
And
that's a
Linda Blair
Leslie
made fun of
Nielsen
herself.
classic.
that is hilarious.
Yeah,
That is
Linda Blair's in it,
freaking
too.
hilarious.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
Linda-
Blair's in it too.
Linda Blair kind of was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll make fun of myself. And then the new one that came out, the new Exorcist that came out, she appears at the end of the movie. Oh shit, I just ruined it. You didn't see it.
It's fine. I'm never gonna see it.
You
But go
didn't
ahead.
really need to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So didn't
Alright.
David Gordon Green actually bow out of those movies? He was supposed to do 2 more, and he's like, "No, I'm going to do them." Now.
I think he realized he fucked up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Stop letting him
So-
do trilogies.
that's a,
Stop
that's a
signing-
wonderful
yeah.
idea. So here's
Quit
one that
giving-
has
quit
kind of
giving him
horror.
Shit to do.
Just go back to doing
about
comedies
your
from
own
Danny
shit?
McBride.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Do
go.
comedies or come up with your own shit. Quit ruining
Come up with
everybody
your own shit.
else's.
Yeah.
So here's one that has some horror elements, but is more of a fantasy adventure. The original Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
Classic.
It's got to be you can't not consider that a classic.
Yeah,
No.
Like
it's
it
a
or hate
total-
it, it's definitely.
it's a
classic.
total genre classic. I just think it's very
Was
rare.
it-
that
Polarized by, but it's definitely
I-
classic.
Was it one of the first ones to go color?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
No,
it kind of
no.
Well, I mean,
Actually,
it starts
there
out as black and white.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it was one of the
Five-
ones that
5 years
popularized
were on there,
Technicolor,
sure.
I think. But
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Technicolor.
I thought that's why I went color midway was because it like they were filming and then color became a thing and they decided to put
I
it-
pretty-
think it was
it's
a
a
style
pretty good
choice
movie.
for that.
Oh,
but-
maybe
For
okay.
a film that has 20 directors, it's pretty good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's one of the like these days you wouldn't see that. You know, you've got
These days,
Joss
you'd be
Whedon
like,
coming in
"Holy
and
shit, what
reshooting,
happened?"
doing Zack Snyder stuff for him.
The
you know,
Directors Guild is gonna love
yeah.
finding
I-
the studio.
I
What was
read-
it supposed to be? It was supposed to be Victor Fleming, and then he left to do.
A lot of people
um,
kept leaving or getting fired or doing assistant directing. So yeah, it's.
I
it's
heard
a
that
very,
set was a complete mess, though.
Oh God, yes.
Complete
There's
Yep.
so much. Oh
My
gosh.
aunt and uncle back when they lived in Waxahachie, they met Lance Henriksen and a bunch of other guys at a convention, and they kept meeting all these different actors who, during the zombie march, that claimed to be like relatives of the Munchkins growing up, and they're like, "Well, how would you know?" You know,
Right? Yeah.
anyone
I've got
can
a
say
guy-
that.
I've got
The
a,
only
real quick. I got a book by Danny Perry where he tons of movie reviews. He says it's off, and this has stayed with me ever since I read it, and I love playing this game. It's often been joked around Hollywood that every movie made since 1939 includes some reference to the Wizard of Oz, and it's amazing how often it does happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
I
the
believe
Avengers, the Avengers, like
that's a
Captain
big
America. I know that
twist
Wing
that
Monkey
you did there,
reference.
Mike.
I'm melting with the Joker and Batman. It goes on and on and on. You know, in TV shows too.
It's
Yeah,
a
I
twist.
believe that. Yeah.
Twister.
Sure.
Who can forget that 1982 classic, Under the Rainbow?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
Chevy
God.
Chase and Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
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 Field of
Oh,
Dreams
my
are
God.
walking into the
Deliver.
cornfield. I'm melting. Somebody says that. You know, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh
It
my
happens a
god,
lot.
Billy Barty was in that too, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. Another
Yeah.
role lost by Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, stop. Oh my god. Okay, so speaking of short people, The Help.
The Help.
Yeah, the 2011 movie.
Uh,
The
No.
one with like Emma Stone in that.
Yeah.
No.
I just live for the pie scene. That's all.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of manipulative. I
I
just,
hate to say
Honestly,
it, guys,
you
but
talk
it
about
is-
pie scenes. I think American
I-
Pie is more of a classic than that.
Oh,
movie.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So
based
yeah,
on where I'm sitting right now, East Grand
this
Rapids.
is
School.
this is not a
It's true.
classic,
I
and I'll
can't-
tell you why.
Bragging.
When every black person is in a derogatory role, and when you can't tell Bryce Dallas Howard apart from Jessica Chastain, your movie's in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
good point.
Yeah, I
Two
agree.
great actresses. And
Now
you're
let's play a
fucking
game.
mixing them
Yeah.
up. You're like, who? Huh? Wait, what? Huh?
Which one?
Yeah.
Who's on first?
Now let's play a game. Which one is more whiter?
White as fuck.
It brought us
Uh,
the term MILF. I know that.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
I
that
will
was
agree with
Oh,
that.
that was
years
Was that,
Pie,
was that
yeah.
around before?
Yes.
It was
Okay.
around- I think American Pie.
That's the first I heard of it.
Popularized it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna close this out. Dances with Wolves.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I liked it better when it was a man called Horse.
Yes.
I liked it more. I liked it more.
Shots fired.
Richard Harris,
No, I
yeah.
don't think
It's
it's a classic.
whitewashed, but it's a good Richard Harris movie. Yeah.
I
Dances
gotta
with Wolves.
say, I
liked
liked
it
it.
more with the blue aliens in space.
Avatar.
Oh. So there's another question: is Avatar a classic?
No.
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 No,
No.
the
Okay.
video game.
So
It's a video game. Oh, I like that.
yeah, I
It's a
completely
3D
agree.
video game.
It ruined video games by becoming a movie. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Dances with
Love it.
Wolves. We saw that in a
Sorry,
history
Joseph.
class one day. Just we were killing some time after school, and I had never seen a less interested class watching a war or history epic.
Oh,
I was
really?
just like, we were just like, what is he fucking doing on the horse? No, hey, is that the cop who gets his ear taken off in Reservoir Dogs shooting at him? No, what? Okay.
I watched it one time with some friends, and I'm like,
Oh, did you
I'm waiting-
dub the whole movie? Like, let's
Oh
just make
God,
up our own soundtrack.
my buddy who's like part American Indian was going, "This is such fucking bullshit."
This is some white
I'm like,
shit.
We're,
Yeah.
we're in
Mary
college.
McDonald's a great actress, but you gave her
Mary-
the worst
she's a-
name ever. Walks with a fist. I'm pretty sure that's
Just
not
Walks
a real
with
name.
a
I said, I said, there's
Fisting
two
action.
movies.
What? Huh?
There's
I
two
don't like-
movies. There's two movies we need to watch. if you want to watch a white
A white as fuck
yeah.
movie.
no, I'm saying you want to watch a guy become part of the Indians. Watch A Man Called Horse and Little Big Man.
Yeah.
Watch those
That's
two movies.
Way better. And we mean that unsarcastically, like just legit fun movies. Oh my god.
And as far as like, you're talking about Kevin Costner in that movie, and if you compare like Tombstone to Wyatt Earp, who's going to pick?
Yeah.
Ooh. Michael
I'd rather
Madsen,
have fucking Kurt Russell play Wyatt Earp than
I forget which movie
Exactly.
Michael
Tombstone's a
Madsen.
that should have been on your list of classics because that is a
That
classic.
Yeah.
Tombstone is. I think
Yeah.
I considered it a no brainer. I was like, yeah, it's a Kurt Russell
Obviously.
Val Kilmer
Yeah,
classic.
that's
But
an
what's
obvious
what's funny is Michael Madsen hates having done Wyatt Earp because he missed out on so many other parts. It was like, so I got to bore audiences for 3 hours while everyone else went and saw Tombstone instead. I fucking hate my life.
Oh, poor guy.
It's all good. Tarantino's helping him out.
Is he though? I'm pretty sure Michael Madsen just did a movie with where a bunch of like he plays a bad guy, and all
When
of
is he
the,
not?
like
I was
all
getting ready to
the
say, like,
Universal
when.
monsters team up against him.
I
Like
think I know
Dracula,
what you're talking-
and it's I don't even know if it's I think it's out now, but it's like a straight to video.
I need to
movie.
see this. You totally sold me
So
on this.
it's
Just
a-
that
it's very much
crazy.
a B-rated movie. And-
I'm down. I
Yeah.
don't even know what it is.
I'm
Coming to
down.
Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah.
like the Wolfman and all them team up. To,
I am
like,
too.
Take
I'm a
him
huge
down
B-rated
because
fan.
He took like Dracula's like daughter or bride or something like that, and I don't know.
I need
That-
another name.
that sounds
I'm
like a
looking
cult
it up when I get
classic.
home. I'm in.
It's
I don't know. I
I'm
don't know.
surprised Tony Todd and one of those other Scream Queens aren't in it. That's great.
No, like what's Barbara?
Lynn Shay and all Barbara Crampton.
Barbara
There you go.
Crampton.
Yeah,
There you go. From Full Moon Entertainment. There you
yeah,
go.
exactly.
Castle
Critter-
Freak.
Castle.
Part
Oh my
2.
god.
Such a good movie.
From the creators
Such
of
a good
Puppet
movie.
Master.
Dracula's Revenge.
Ghoulies. What the Ghoulies?
Oh, the
The
sad thing
Wolfman
is,
tells Frankenstein to get off his lawn.
Oh my fucking lawn.
Stop
Oh,
shitting
by the
on my
way.
lawn.
Oh my god. Well, the funny thing is, Gran Torino is on this list.
Oh God.
Oh God.
No,
think
I
it's a
don't
good
think it's a
movie, man.
classic.
I don't
think
consider
it's
it a
anywhere
classic.
near
it's
a
a great
classic.
movie, but it's I don't think
Unless it's the
classic.
only Eastwood movie you've seen. I don't see how you would put it as a classic.
Yeah, I don't think it's a classic.
Yeah,
I
Okay,
think
but-
I think
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
he
I
reminds
agree.
me of too many of the men that live in my town who basically, when they see somebody walk by, they go, "Oh God, they moved in."
They moved in. The Mel
Yep.
Karen is the good guy. Yeah, the hero of the movie.
He's
everyone.
like always looking so angry all the time, just sitting
Yeah.
on his porch, like.
I
I'd be
call
too if I
it.
was 80 years old and constipated all the time. You know.
I guess so.
It's funny. I've
and
got
I
a
was-
neighbor like that who's that guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's very much like stay off my lawn. It's like,
I consider
dude,
it.
your
the-
dog shits on your lawn. Like, who cares if kids walk through it?
Yeah,
You
we're
know?
doing you a favor.
Yeah.
We're giving you shits and giggles, literally.
Yeah.
So
Look, you old
I
fuck,
think
take some
about it-
Metamucil and chill out.
Metamucil. If you think about it, it's technically the third Grumpy Old Men movie.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Your
So
goddamn
Uh,
Walter
goddamn-
Matthau and Gran Torino. You goddamn smokes, get off my lawn.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Clint Eastwood does great, and it has a great message of like
Yeah.
acceptance and
Yeah.
Yeah.
things like that.
It's
Like,
his man
great.
on fire. Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
So Man on
also a
Fire is
fantastic
definitely
movie.
a classic.
Oh,
All
I
right,
got the
um,
poster
yes,
right here, actually.
Yes, actually.
It's a Denzel classic. Here's a legit Eastwood movie that I think most of us might like, but you never know. And it's got James's favorite Richard Harris, Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great movie, classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Innovations for me
Haunting.
that I have had the most head scratching time having to explain to people this is an anti-violent movie because
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
them remember the violence. I'm like, but it's not coming to that. It's supposed to be a simple bounty hunter who helps out his family.
Yep.
Yeah.
And people get distracted by all the violence and they think, oh, it's a violent movie. I'm like, it's an anti-violent movie.
You're missing the point entirely.
Yeah.
Good God.
It's like the way Bonnie and Clyde did not romanticize gangsters.
Yeah. You were supposed to hate them. And I see other
Now,
people
all of a
saying, I
sudden,
hate
you
that. I
halfway
hate
through the movie, you realize, oh, this sucks.
that.
No, I don't mean the movie sucks. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it's a
Natural
meta-
born
it's-
killers.
Oh yeah, that's bang bang.
Oh,
bang.
there you yeah.
Yeah.
People who hated
It's not a-
natural born
it's not a
killers, you
shoot 'em
missed the
up.
point
It
entirely.
shows the brutal reality of that. what
Why are
that-
they reality stars? Because
Yeah.
how else would you hate them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
anyway.
exploiting themselves, and they're
Yeah.
too stupid to even realize that.
So am I supposed to actually enjoy what the Kardashians are doing?
I mean, if you're free to.
No, I don't. I
200
can't.
million people
Can't do
watch
it.
it for who knows how many freaking
And
seasons.
Well,
for
I
whatever
enjoy
reason
ignoring
why.
whatever they do.
Yes.
I think they're
I'm
watching
afraid to
because
ask.
people are they're not done making fun of them. That's all that is.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Quit making stupid people famous.
I agree.
Fuck you, Hollywood. Why do you do this?
Yeah, why do you
Um,
do this to us?
I think that about covers it, guys. I think we have nuked. We have rocked the cash bar. We have
We need to
nuked
do
the
this again.
fridge.
We need
Honestly,
to
I
get
think we,
more
we
movies.
definitely shook the cage.
We shook the cage. Let's rattle it some more and see what falls out.
Yep.
Piggy bank.
How about this? We
Man,
asked
coin.
everybody what their favorite classic is.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go, what is a classic you cannot live without?
Can I go?
Yeah.
It's
We were talking about The Godfather, and there's a gangster movie that doesn't romanticize.
Pennies from Heaven. That's a musical
yeah.
gangster movie.
That
I know.
doesn't romanticize gangster life. Once Upon a Time in America.
Okay,
Good.
An ugly. I don't relate to those characters.
I need
but
to re-see it.
It's a long. I got the 4.5 hour cut. I think
Nice.
It's
Oh,
got a-
God.
it's got a wonderful score from Ennio Morricone, but it doesn't make you want to be a gangster in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
Fair enough.
And that's what's great about it. That's what's great about it. It doesn't soft sell it.
There you go. Ferris
And they're
Bueller's Day
terrible.
Off.
They're terrible people. They're awful people.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off is your classic.
That's my classic.
All right. All right.
Wow.
I don't get me wrong. Roderick has not done anything relevant since, but it's just
He did
it's just one.
Godzilla.
Oh, there you go. There you go. But it spoke to me. I know a high school movie is really legit good when people can relate to it in any generation.
Oh, yeah.
Like the principal is hysterical. Just all his sister trying to catch him in the act and get into other chaotic stuff at the police station. It's
Not my
just
French, Rooney, but you're an asshole.
yes, the prank calls and the and
Well,
I used to
grandmother
work
done.
valet, so I instantly always thought of this scene when they hijack his Ferrari
Oh
to
yeah.
the
Oh,
Star
yeah.
Wars theme. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So Joseph and Karen, I'll let you choose. What are your legit? What's a movie you could not live without that you're just like that's a legit?
man, it's-
5-star
it's hard.
movie.
It's really hard for us.
You're on an island. It's the only movie you can pick. Like, what's one that you cannot leave the house
Oh,
without?
like if I have to watch a movie over and over again.
Yeah.
Fifth Element.
Boom.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah, she's a huge
Yeah.
Fifth Element fan. I'm gonna
Awesome.
say, man, it's almost a toss up between Predator and The Thing. I'm gonna go with
Nice.
The Thing,
Lovely.
though. I'm gonna go with The
Monster
Thing.
classics. Nice.
Yeah.
Carpenters or Hawks?
Carpenter.
Okay.
Yeah, Carpenter.
One of
all
the, if you think about it, it's one of the best remakes.
It is.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah.
one of the best remakes.
I
Because it
agree.
stands on its own.
That's a
Yeah.
rare thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I think
James.
The Thing.
Or no, Karen.
me-
You yeah, Karen, you go, and then James, you go.
For me, it's
Or actually,
it's
she already went. Okay.
it's a toss up between two movies that are so diametrically apart. One is Robert Altman's 1972's Brewster McCloud with Bud Cort, Shelley Duvall, about a guy who wants to fly in the Astrodome.
Oh wow.
And it just kind of spoke. It was kind of like one of those movies. I was just out of high school. I was in junior college, but Encore was on, and they played this thing incessantly. I just fell in love with this movie. The second one is Sergei Eisenstein's 1937 movie, Alexander Nevsky, which is the story of Prince Alexander Nevsky and how he defended Russia from the Teutonic Order.
Oh wow.
Great movie to watch. Inspired a lot of movies. The beginning of the Battle on the Ice. When
Sweet.
you watch Empire Strikes Back, that's a shot. The shot where it's just a really good movie, and it wasn't like Potemkin, where Potemkin was, Mason Sons. They told, they told him
Battleship
shoot him
Potemkin.
with
Yeah.
Battleship Potemkin. They told him have a straight narrative, go through it. And I think Nikolai Cherkasov, who played Nevsky, and then would play, Ivan the Terrible in the two movies that he'd film later. Nikolai Cherkasov
That's some
plays
serious competition. So
plays one of the best heroes, and to me, he's kind of like the Aragorn of Russia.
yeah,
Unites
The
the people
Ben-Hur.
together.
yeah.
Yeah, unites the people together, calls them to arms, and this is what
You
you
actually
want
want
to see.
to follow him.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
so Once Upon a Time in America, Ferris Bueller, Fifth Element for Karen,
Wow.
The Thing for Joseph, James. You're divided, but those are two good ones. So Gil, where are you going to end?
Oh, I think I'm going to go with. I mean, when I got my first apartment in the '80s, in the mid '80s, I got my first videotape, and I watched it over and over again. It was Manhunter.
Oh,
that's a
shit.
good
Okay.
one.
Thank
Yeah.
you. A better
is
Hannibal
good.
Lecter.
Yes,
Better than
and,
Silence
and,
of
if
the
you-
Lambs,
and they
yeah.
remade the movie with Red Dragon,
Yeah.
and Red
Not
Dragon
very-
was
not
closer
as
to the
good.
book.
Not as
Sucked.
good. Manhunter was
But-
better.
The remake was terrible.
Yes, Manhunter was better.
Fun fact:
But-
Manhunter also apparently inspired a lot of Millennium and X Files episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
believe that.
That explains
Like
why I love
Profiler.
X-Files
It's
so
a
much.
genuinely scary, scary movie. It really is.
And I will say
Silence
this
of the
about
Lambs
Brian
is
Cox.
great too, but Anthony Hopkins chooses the scenery,
Yeah,
and Brian Cox is very
lava beans. Yeah.
extremely believable. He's
Oh,
But yeah,
Yeah.
but and if you throw
Scary
that
as
next to
hell.
Red, if you
Yeah.
throw it next to Red Dragon, Red Dragon, even though it's closer to the book, doesn't compare.
It's pretty
Right.
wild
Yeah,
how that
Manhunter is-
works when you
yeah.
get
and
the
I love the
atmosphere.
Inagata Devita scene.
Yes.
Yep.
So
The
great.
Tangerine Dream soundtrack. Nice.
So yep. The Miami
Sweet,
Vice on
guys.
steroids. That movie. Michael Mann. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
man. Well, so Bonsai Crew, I will see you.
Mike,
Yeah.
what did you give your movies?
Yeah. Once Upon a Time in America.
Okay, I forgot. Jesus.
Yeah.
Instant memory.
Now,
I played a Jedi.
I
mind
actually
trick on you.
debated that movie with Frank Conniff on Fugelsang show years ago. He hates it. But I was trying to get to the point that, okay, The Godfather's great, but you don't want to be in The Godfather.
Oh, I totally want to be
No.
one of those. I'm just
You
kidding. Go ahead.
you don't want to be in the mob.
Most of us don't. I have a
That's
brain.
the point of the movie. Yeah. So
It is kind of the Game of Thrones thing where you can't tell if the person's being legit or just trolling people online. I want to be the Lannisters. No.
and I love the way the
No, you
movie
don't.
plays with time
Do
and
not,
memory.
do not pass go. Do not collect $100.
It's Sergio Leone's last movie, and Once Upon a
Yeah.
Time is great too.
Totally.
Mhm.
Okay, so Bonsai Crew, I'll see you this coming Wednesday. Man, this is a hell of a fun time, guys. I
It
do not
was.
know where this is going to
Yeah, it
go.
was.
So thanks,
Thank
you.
Mike
Thanks for being here.
selecting this. We had
Thanks
to
for
cheat a
having
bit.
us.
And just
Yeah,
so
Thanks for
everybody's
thanks for
aware,
tonight.
just so everybody's
Absolutely.
aware, we are recording, so I will post this to our channel also. So
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, that's fine.
Did
I
say
had
the
fun
F word?
tonight, man.
Absolutely. I don't think any of us have a scandal, so I think we should be.
nobody's
I don't
on
think
like
we'll-
America's Most Wanted or anything. Either.
Yeah.
Not this
John-
year.
The Hunt with John Walsh.
Yeah.
Take the H out of Hunt and put a C there. That's what I think of John Walsh.
Oh, damn! Low blow. Okay.
Ah, it's fired.
Damn.
No, I
Speaking
don't.
of
I don't like the
Manhunter,
guy. He's
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
We got to
Uh,
talk about Albert
Cable
Brooks
TV
movies.
ruined us. Anyway, yeah.
We need to talk about Albert Brooks movies at some point too.
Yes,
oh
we do.
yeah.
And
If you guys
Christopher
haven't seen
Guest.
it, check out the Rob Reiner documentary. You won't be disappointed.
Oh
Um,
yeah, twice. I saw it twice.
Oh, that reminds me. There's a documentary that I haven't had a chance to see yet about the making of the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh
Yes.
God.
That would be
Recording
interesting.
stopped.
Yes, I'm going to buy that off Amazon soon. I'm told it's very hysterical, and you
Yeah.
learn so much about how this variety show came to be. I didn't open up the Star Wars door because I did not want to go down that hole. I was just like,
Yeah.
let's just keep it on the other stuff.
We've done it. Yeah.
We have done it. Yes.
Where's that,
Okay.
Gilbert? Where's that streaming?
Well, I bought it off iTunes.
Amazon.
I don't know, and it's on Amazon too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get
Okay,
Amazon.
wonderful. So Bonsai Duo, I'll see you guys soon. Anything I need to prep for other than La La Land, I will
Just
I'll
La
be with
La
you.
Land, and we'll see you on the Zoom call, and we'll be doing our creator profile and that good stuff. So
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. Godspeed to y'all.
Just have your opinions ready is all.
Yeah.
Lock and load. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to be constructive. I swear. I
That's
promise I
fine.
will not
You're
rant.
good, man.
I know,
Yeah,
but I promise I will not
Same
rant.
rules apply. We don't
Oh,
we don't shoot anyone over their
No, no,
opinions
no,
or their.
no.
Good.
No.
Yeah,
and
no.
the document. I was going to say the documentary is called "A Disturbance in the Force."
Okay, I've got to
That's
see
such a
this.
good
Okay.
What we-
name.
That is
too.
a good one.
That's a good.
That's
name.
what we say when we watch most movies. We're not sure if we want to walk out of.
I remember turning
bad
that in
feeling
live
about
when
this-
it aired and switching it off within 5 minutes when I saw Harrison Ford mug into the camera. I said,
Oh
"It's
yeah.
17
Yeah.
years old. I know it was
You know
cheesy."
something's bad when he's
Yeah.
bored,
Hey,
but he
speaking of
really.
which, May 4th is coming up here in 2 days. So
yeah.
Hey,
That's
Mike,
my-
you and
it's a
I.
big-
No, not again.
It's a big deal
Not
for
again.
me because it happens to be the birthday of a big Star Wars fan in my family, who is my sister. So,
Okay,
Well,
there
I'm
you
gonna
go. That's
be-
cool.
so I can never miss it. I have to give it my all.
My best friend Mike is coming out. Yeah, he's stopping over
Mike
here.
and Mike in
East
the
Coast.
morning. No, just kidding.
Um,
I'm married.
So
I'm
you-
not coming out. What are you talking?
Meh.
so, ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I'm straight as fuck.
So what happens is he's coming out. He's like, he goes to me. He's like, all right, so Saturday night pizza, yeah. And what do you want to watch? I was like, well, he goes, well, what do you think? He says, May the 4th, yeah. Original trilogy, yeah. Okay, and my wife is like really into it too, so it's gonna be the three of us watching the movie. Hopefully, we can all stay up for this like the 6 or 7 hours it's gonna be
I
on.
wonder why the Death Star raid is taking so long.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
so amazing the first 500 times. Why are they so slow as fuck?
That's no moon.
That's no
Space
moon.
station.
It's a fucking space station. You captured their stunt doubles. Okay, wrong movie. All right.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
gotta.
the best gag in that movie.
I have to do one thing. Hello there. Come here,
Yes.
my little friend. Don't be afraid. Oh, he'll be all right. We'll bring you in. Ben Kenobi? Boy, am I glad to see you. The gentleman ways are not to be traveled lightly. And not only that, I'm getting 2.5% of the box office gross, you little shit.
He's so good.
I have heard Hamill does
For
a
more on that,
terrific
see
Harrison
our
Ford.
upcoming impressions montage I'll be making. All right. I
well,
gotta go,
well,
guys.
you guys-
Yeah,
This was a really an absolute delight, but the graveyard shift is calling.
All right. Take care,
I'll
guys.
be late.
Take it
All
easy.
right.
Talk to you
Thanks
later.
for having us.
Dynamite.